over the last few days. You can find that full reading over on the place where we have the videos. You can also find it over on the place where we get the photos. You can also find it as a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my stack. But before we begin, first and foremost, scale of 1 to 10. How are we doing? There are no wrong answers. I know that this energy is a little intense, but we're going to get through it. How are you doing today, Joy? How are you doing, Jaziel? I hope you guys are doing wonderful today. So, we are currently in the midst of a very intense eclipse cycle. It is the combination force of going through the eclipse during a retrograde period. Now, when I say a retrograde period, I mean a retrograde period. I'm not talking about 1 or 2 planets. There is a plethora of planets that are currently in retrograde. A majority of those planets that are retrograding are also retrograding in Aries. There are going to be things that come up during this retrograde cycle that potentially test your patience, potentially feel like things that wear thin on your patience. I've been calling it the retrograde of the minor inconveniences. Potentially not like one big thing, but like a lot of little things just piling up on themselves. One of the things that's going to help as we navigate through this energy, working through, taking a little bit of the lesson that we had when Mercury was also in retrograde, because that was actually helping us out a little bit with this energy, navigating situations and circumstances with a sense of compassion, finding ways to communicate how we feel about things in ways that allow things to be able to move forward more productively, more effectively. We want to avoid crashing out in this energy. But I need to point this out. Communicating frustration is not crashing out, because that is also not to say that it's just about like working through this retrograde and not letting yourself be energetically bothered about things. Figuring out and working through hurdles is what allows us to effectively innovate, to get better at things. And again, I'm going to tell you, especially with the fact that we've got Uranus in Gemini, working through that retrograde as well, that hit right before that this eclipse season started. I want to describe that, the thing with Uranus in Gemini is it's a lot of the conversation about working through nuance to be able to recognize and identify what feels nourishing versus what feels debilitating, right? And we were seeing this heavily for energy that was coming into divine union. If you'll recall, this has been the work that those magician partnerships that were coming together from between the time of the solstice period up until the time that Mercury and Venus stationed direct behind Neptune have been going through, putting a lot of care and intention in helping to clear the air outside of partnership. Because for a lot of those relationships, advancing timelines, moving something forward in a faster way may look or experience, or even having to articulate on something that may potentially have looked similar to something that was not stabilizing for them in the past. There may even be like a little bit of cringe factor that's coming in and having to compare something that was not restorative for the self in the past to what one may be finding here in the present. Because a lot of the messages that we saw that were coming through with the energy moving deeper into union right now is the difference between moving something forward out of a state of desperation, right? The anxiety or the fear of losing something that sometimes forces us into the deepening of an unhealthy connection, versus what they're experiencing presently, which is the arrival point, the celebration, not necessarily moving something with rapidity to fix it, but because one feels so energetically comfortable within it. This is also why this energy right now may be most frustrating for the energy that's deep within divine union. We see that there's some magician energy that's moving deeper into divine union right now. You'll also recall that the recent cycle that moved deep into divine union were those chariot relationships. The frustration that fortifies, that is the major lesson of this eclipse process, it doesn't really change the direction of the relationship, especially because those chariot partnerships were already so energetically stable. We may be discovering that for a lot of those relationships, building into comprehensiveness, not allowing frustration to be a limiting factor, but almost allowing one to overcome the hurdle via becoming into new opportunity or new possibility. The hardest thing about this particular energy that we're experiencing with this combination force of the retrograde season on top of the eclipse season is not over internalizing external problems. One of the things that may be making that feel a little bit more invasive right now is because Mercury is also in Virgo during Virgo season. Now, you would think that that might be a positive thing, but can it actually feel extremely intense, because it can often feel like not only are you going through an energetic hurdle, but it feels like the energetic hurdle is like hitting you like right in the vulnerability spot, or right in like your greatest weakness. We've got, because that we've also got Chiron and Eris that are retrograding together, which often talks about the old wounds that we carry and how energetically chaotic they make us feel. Again, this is not about, I want to say this right now, this is not the type of energy to kind of white knuckle through something or to grin and bear it, but making sure that one is able to articulate why one is bothered, or being able to put that force of intention towards things, to be able to articulate and communicate and derive meaning from frustration. It allows for, like, that's what we mean about coming into comprehensiveness, because it's identifying and recognizing and working towards new standards. But that's why this energy right now, this is just to show you qualitatively, there's not one space that's better or worse to be in frequencies, because this energy might be most frustrating to the energy deep within divine union. Now, the energy that is in separation right now, speaking about the frustration that fortifies, I'm going to say I see the most progressive energy that is currently occurring for the energy in separation. There may be some energy moving into separation, fundamental separation, that may have been in, like, maybe have been in a state of dormancy for some time. I also recognize and identify that there may be some modalities or experiences right now wherein we see that there are relationships that are moving deeper into union. This is effectively the culmination point of a lot of those temperance relationships that we saw that were occurring from about the period that the solstice was up until the present moment. For a lot of those relationships, that observation of being able to recognize and identify the mutual effort that effectively allows one to feel fortified. For a lot of those relationships, the ability to recognize and identify and work through energetic cycles where they may have been coming together by articulating upon what they were healing from. But then during that retrograde process, having the past effectively return back in the context of the present, being able to see someone be as good as their word, is effectively allowing for a lot of relief and release, potentially even deepening into those connections by being able to reveal with honesty, how, like, the anxiety that they may have effectively felt prior to that point. But for a lot of those relationships or a lot of those situations, that ability of being able to articulate upon that may be bringing up old wounds as it relates to healing from situations where someone may have articulated that they were healing from something, but in fact, it came to prove that they were effectively waiting, potentially not moving in the direction of what it is that they articulated that they desired. This could also be a lot of the reasons that we may be seeing some energy falling back into separation right now. We're also seeing that there may be some energy in separation that is feeling fortified on their own healing journey. And that can sometimes bring a lot of potential frustration or anger up, because especially and particularly when working through the cycle of understanding what time can and cannot heal. Specifically and particularly, time can heal circumstances or situations wherein there's an observation of too much emotionality that was brought to something that was minor, not important. So there may be some restoration that's occurring in those vibrations with the accountability of, and this could even be something that happened during another eclipse cycle, because we often see the overabundance of emotion brought to something very small during eclipse processes, potentially coming into the space of taking that accountability that shows how far one has grown. However, what time cannot heal are situations or circumstances where we feel a lot of emotionality to a standard that we hold. So if these are circumstances or situations where someone's trying to come back during this retrograde to wait out another person's emotionality, they're in for effective rude awakening, because it's the observation that emotions that we attach to standards do not dissolve. They do not disappear. They in fact become energetically stronger, because as we heal, they derive even more meaning. So there may be some energy right now in frustration that's closing out unhealthy energetic cycles, feeling frustrated but fortified. That's bringing us into the new energetic cycle that we're going to potentially be seeing, that is unfolding as we navigate this eclipse cycle. That is where we find all of the energy prior to beginning today's daily collective read. But let me know in the comments how this energy is impacting you personally. Now, if you would like to find that full reading, you can find it over on the place where we keep the videos. You can also find it over on the place where we keep the photos. You can also find it as a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my stack. That said, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes. But if you would like to get on the list for today, the list as always is open. As always, it is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Bear with me, my friends. I'm having a little bit of an issue with a cord, so I'm trying to get that resolved. I'm going to be taking a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Also, if you wanted to get on the list for today, you will be the second person read for. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. Hi, how are you guys doing today? Good to see you, Bridget. Welcome. How are you doing as well? Creative. Shandi, thank you for joining us too. Good to see you, Kay Megan. Hope you're having an absolutely beautiful start to your day. Welcome, everyone. How are you doing as well? Wit. Grand Rising Creative, good to see you too. Soul, thank you so much for the follow. Good to see you, Bridget, and thank you as well for those gifts. Guys, please remember to recharge your heart muse right now. If you would like an animal spirit guide card on top of your standard 1 card reading, hold on a minute, just trying to get this fixed. Excellent. All right. And thank you as well, Kirby. It's been a hot minute. I hope you're doing well. Grand Rising, Denise. Grand Rising, Ava. I've got you on the list today. I've also got you the first one on the list. Let me just make sure to notate that. You will have an additional card in your reading because you are the first one on today. And thank you as well. Is the audio different today? Let me correct that. Apologies for that. Thank you for confirming to me as well. Just bear with me a moment. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate that. There we go. We should be in good shape now. Energy in frustration. Yeah. It's the retrograde. Danae, thank you for also getting on the list. You will also be you will be the second person read for today. Oh, I'm doing well, dear. How are you doing? Wally, Grand Rising. I feel filled with clarity at the same time, both my moments while viewing myself. The eclipse has been treating me well. I know. I'm so glad to hear that they're doing better, dear. I'm sending you so much support. I've been thinking about you over the last few days. As I mentioned, friends, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes. But if you would like to get on the list for a reading today, the list, as always, will be the third person read for. A couple of updates before we move into personal readings today. Well, hold on a minute. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone who attended our recent class on the Tower card. Our next class will be held on Thursday, Thursday, September 18th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the star card. If you would like to become a part of that tarot class program, all you need to do is head on over to my stack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my stack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also, as a monthly subscriber to my stack, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library class archive. Now, it's not necessary to catch up. I'll be doing my best to give you an update on everything that we have studied prior to beginning each class. But if you wanted to catch up, now is a great time to join. You've got a little bit of lead time if you want to take any of those classes. You'll also have access to a complimentary, we also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything we have studied thus far. And if you become a founding member to my staff, not only will you receive a discount on the full year's worth of classes, but you will also receive a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, where I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage going towards your tarot goals going forward. One of the things I tried to do with these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my stack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. I also post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. You'll also be notified as to my mystic meditation articles coming out. I just posted one a few days ago on navigating this full moon energy that we find ourselves currently experiencing. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits. I'm also very happy to now offer, for those who are seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also very happy to now offer dream interpretation readings. You can purchase these per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to start to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal to utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. That said, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes. But if you would like to get on the list for today, the list, as always, is open. As always, it is 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We do here, for anyone who is interested in getting on the list, dream interpretation, life path, highest priority messages from spirit, past life, angelic guidance, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings, mediumship readings, love readings, dream interpretations, guided messages, akashic, and mind, body, spirit. If you have information that you feel is relevant for the purposes of our reading today, for instance, if you have a dream that you would like interpreted, or if you have a past life that you would like more information on, you can include that information in the notes when you send the donation, or you can post it in our subscriber-only Discord channel in the appropriate channels. I'm just going to take a few minutes to read over some of the comments that came through as I was giving those updates. Also, I want to let you guys know, I also have a special class that I'm teaching tonight that I wanted to let you guys know about as well. So I'm excited to let you guys know that I will be teaching a class on mystical poetics this evening at 8 p.m. EST. We will be studying a lot of we'll be studying the poetry of mystics. We will talk about mystical poetry. I'm also going to be working you through a writing practice to help channel and create your own mystical poetry. And if you're interested in becoming a part of that class program, I'm very happy to let you guys know that it's open to the public. Thank you so much to the Buy Plus Book Gang for hosting me tonight and for holding the event. If you are interested in joining that class, all you need to do is head on over to either the Buy Plus Book Gang's web stack or my own stack, which you can find in my link tree in my bio, and you can purchase tickets for tonight's class. We will be starting promptly at 8 p.m. EST. Make sure you have your pencils ready. Looking forward to that as well. And thank you as well, just reading back over some of the comments. So good to see you guys. Please welcome our mod, K. Megan, in for today. Thank you so much for all of your help today, dear. Guys, I'm going to pin up Kay, make sure to give Kay some love. I got my mentorship video from our session. It's going to be great to rewatch. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Bernsey. Excellent. Yes, the past few years, fall has been a trigger for me. I'm trying to change that. I'm sending you so much support on that journey as well, Bridget. It's hard. It's hard when we've got like a season that is one of our triggers, but you can overcome that. Hi there, call me. I might need some dream interpretations. I usually don't dream lately, but they've been so vivid with the transition. Yeah, I would not be surprised if you're having a lot of dreams right now. I would not be surprised if a lot of those dreams that you're having right now are karmic. I've been seeing a lot of karmic dreams coming through the dream space right now. And anytime, and again, it's up to you if you would prefer to have a private dream interpretation, or if that is something that you would prefer to do here on the live itself. For anyone who's interested in doing a live dream interpretation, if you have information that you want to share with me that is relevant for the purposes of our reading, all you need to do is send that donation via the tree that has links in it in my bio, and that will get you on the list. Thank you as well, Kirby, for those hearts. Wait, I think my comment may have been filtered. Did you win the 50K the other day? We can definitely check. I can check right now. All right, just bear with me a moment. Do you know the day? Do you know the day that you won the 50K? Oh, I've got you here, Nikki. You won it on Friday. Would you like to be added on the list, dear? Just let me know. All right. Yep. I know Bing's won yesterday. Yeah, I definitely won one yesterday. Yes, and I have held one from yesterday. I'm swimming in readings. Excellent. I will add you on the list as well today. Just bear with me a moment. All right, I've got you on the list, number 3. If anybody else wants to get on the list right now, you will be the 4th person read for. One moment. All right, thank you so much, dear. As I mentioned, friends, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read. If you would like to get on the list for today, the list is open. It's a great time to get on the list. You will be the 4th person read for. And in the meantime, before we get started on today's daily collective read, why don't we warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check? I've got our animal spirit guide card here. You're rich. I'm going to pull it up here. We're going to count back from 10. When we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We've got here the Earth Dragon. Thank you guys so much for participating. We'll be doing that again after we complete our daily collective read. Helps if I get the cards together as well. Just bear with me a moment. All right. Thank you as well, guys. And I know, so no, Nikki, did you want to have one reading today, or are you doing 2? I should have trusted my intuition. Oh, did you think of that one, Beep? Well done. Excellent. All right. Just one. That's perfectly good, dear. And as I mentioned, for anyone who's interested in getting on the list right now, we do life path, highest priority messages from spirit, past life, angelic guidance, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings, mediumship readings, love readings, dream interpretations, and guided messages. Just bear with me one moment before we begin. All right. Thank you so much. And guys, please, Kay's pinned up there too. Make sure to give Kay some love. All right, I'm on. It helps if I have my mic set up as well. Where did my mic go? Ah, here we go. Perfect. All right, there we are. Oh, da, 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 da. Where do we go? Just give me a moment and we will begin. Perfect. 1 second here. Excellent. There we go. All right, let's get to it. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much for the compliment, Bernsey. I appreciate you. And welcome to everybody joining us. If you guys could do me a favor and share this live, I would appreciate it. Make sure anyone who would like to catch this reading live is here to receive it. That said, no better time than the present. Why? Hold on a minute. I just want to try one more thing. All right, there we go. Why don't we get started? Welcome, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Can I please have the first two cards in our 5-card spread? First two cards, we are starting our day off with today, our Page of Cups in its upright, in combination with the Hierophant. Let's talk a little bit about this energy right now, because one of the things that we're going to continue to work through is we are currently going through a very energetically intense eclipse cycle. I'm going to keep on reaffirming this. Eclipses don't necessarily have a unique energetic signature. That's why they're often articulated as being unpredictable. How we are effectively going to feel in an eclipse cycle has a lot to do with where the planets are at the moment that the eclipse occurs. And what we're effectively seeing right now is I keep on describing this as a very anomalous eclipse, because what we basically have happening is we are already in the midst of a very intense retrograde cycle. And then boom, we've got the eclipse that effectively compounds a lot of the energy of the retrograde. So I want you to think about that as you're navigating this type of energy. It's going to potentially, and that's why I was saying even last week, if you weren't feeling energetically grounded within the energy, to just focus on grounding right now as you're navigating through it, because it's going to continue to energetically intensify. We're in this eclipse cycle until about the 22nd. The other thing to be very conscientious about is we have a lot of those planets in the eclipse cycle that are retrograde, like in this cycle, that are retrograding in the house of Aries. Now, what do we effectively sometimes experience when we have a lot of planets retrograding in Aries? We have to work through a lot of the lessons that we find that those with Aries placements have to work through. Aries placements often are going through a lot of issues in relationality, to working on their relationship to time, potentially not getting frustrated at time. I would not be surprised right now if you're having timing issues, given the fact that we've got Neptune and Saturn that are both in retrograde together right now. So if you're feeling a lot of emotionality or working through some kind of overwhelm as it relates to things ramping up or a lot of things happening all at once, welcome to this retrograde process. welcome to the retrograde / eclipse process. Now, the one thing we are seeing is that there is a benefit to be found in relationality to energy in separation, working through this. I'm going to tell you right now, I feel like this energy it feels like a bit of grinding gears energy. Okay, especially given the fact that right before the eclipse process started, Uranus also went into retrograde. But I need to define, and like one of the things that's important to understand when we're going through processes like this is a type of energy that is the frustration that fortifies. Being able to work through something that potentially bothers the self, but being able to articulate upon why it bothers the self allows the context and being able to do something more effectively. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's some energy in separation right now that is letting go of some trauma And the way, and I wanted to define right now, the way we let go of trauma is often comprehension. And when we comprehend things, we often get very upset about things. We often get very upset about things because one of the things I was seeing that was occurring over the last few days, particularly and especially, has to do with the emotions that we bring to circumstances or situations. I'm not saying that there are not situations right now where there may be some resolution and some restoration that's occurring. But the context by which we identify resolution or restoration occurring has to do when we bring an over proportionality to something that is minor, something that was not necessarily a big deal. This could even be some energy that's healing from another eclipse process, because again, what do eclipse processes sometimes do? We bring a lot of over emotionality to something that feels very energetically trivial. So for a lot of the energy working through that right now, this is either healing from situations or circumstances and the identification of how far one has come, or, and this is what time cannot heal, situations or circumstances where we feel a lot of emotionality because we were articulating upon a standard, something that we were working to energetically maintain or uphold. This is why if another person comes back to us at those moments and says, "Are you done with those emotions?" Those are the emotions of someone that says, "I was never being emotional, I was being fundamental." The ability to articulate and define meaning upon something that allows for that clarity of observation, that is the clarity that's potentially fortifying some energy and separation in relationality to what they're healing from. Because I keep on hearing our emotions are not trivial when we're holding them to energetic standards. While we see that for a lot of the relationships right now, moving deeper into divine union, one of the things I may be seeing, remember when I said the frustration that fortifies right now has to do with circumstances and situations wherein they're working to clear the air outside of partnership. Clarification between our Page of Cups and our Hierophant card is we have here the Page of Wands in its reversal. So what are we effectively identifying in relationality to a lot of that work that we're seeing that is occurring for the energy that's moving deeper into divine union at this time? If these are situations or circumstances wherein there's a vibration of rapidity that's being brought into these relationships, a lot of these energies moving something into partnership much more quickly than they anticipated, potentially even speeding up a manifestation goal. This is the clarification in doing so that is effectively helping to clarify and identify what feels like it is energetically restorative, being able to bring a clarity to something. But here's the thing about it, and this is what we mean about Uranus. This is what we mean, and this is what can feel very pesky with Uranus in retrograde in Gemini, is the ability to tell the difference, working through chirality lessons, which is the difference between something that feels energetically positive for the self versus something that felt like it was energetically negative, and being able to articulate upon the nuance of intention that creates a point of separation. So for a lot of the energy doing that work, that ability of doing so and amplifying and articulating upon that, it's almost like having to talk about a past that one would feel more inclined not to necessarily have to navigate. But even so, we see that that energy is doing that work to effectively clear the air outside of partnership. But even there, we may be seeing that there may be a little bit of difficulty that's happening as it relates to the maturation rate of the energy moving into divine union in relationality to the energy outside of partnership. So there's something that's very important there as it relates to. It's interesting because I keep on hearing the magician partnerships are going through a maturation process, but that maturation process is the identification point of where we put our priority. And that's why I keep on hearing that as we energetically mature, it feels rational and reasonable to prioritize partnership. But that's why I keep on seeing that the only difficulty I'm seeing for a lot of these relationships that are moving deeper into divine union right now is if these are circumstances where they're doing so and the energy outside of partnership isn't maturing at the same rate as the energy within partnership, it may be feeling like unnecessary energetic interference. Fourth and fifth card in our 5-card spread for today is, we have here our 5 of Pentacles in its reversal, in combination with our Knight of Pentacles in its reversal. The thing I keep on amplifying in relationality to this energy right now is it's most frustrating for energy that is deep within divine union, because as we articulated, this being the frustration that fortifies, working through a bunch of little things piling up on the self, feeling a lot of that energetic pressure. For a lot of the ability that we see that is happening right now, for a lot of the energy deep within divine union, it is not overly internalizing external problems. The difficulty point that we're experiencing was so much additional Virgo energy during Virgo season, because Mercury is also in Virgo right now, is things that feel minor but almost feel very targeted at the self, potentially poking at old wounds. So that's why we see like working through something in a way that feels like it's energetically productive, not getting too much in one's own headspace about it. You know, one of the things I keep on saying with this particular retrograde is the desire to hermit up, right? The desire to hermit up feels like it's really intense, but that's why it's almost like working through something in such a way that you're able to put that force of intention towards something. It's requiring a lot of that space in terms of being energetically intentional, but also being but not getting too hard on the self on the process. And that's what's effectively being helpful right now for some of the energy that is within union. Is, you'll recall that for a lot of these chariot partnerships, like having perspective, right? Not like allowing again a bit of the work that we saw that was coming through with that Aquarian full moon prior to us entering this full moon in Pisces, which is like when we feel energetically overwhelmed, we don't fall over ourselves, we step back, we build a sense of perspective, we build a sense of energetic timeliness. A lot of work being done right now in terms of building finesse, which is effectively strength through frustration. Continuing to get clarification between our Page of Cups in combination with our Hierophant energy. We've got here the Lover's card. This is a beautiful card for us to be seeing right now, particularly for the energy in the separation and for a lot of the energy that's work. And here's the thing about, like, the thing I think is really beautiful for some of the work that we're seeing for the energy in separation right now is a continuing message that articulates and defines to us that healthy partnership does not require us to move away from our standards. There's a lot of, I feel like there's something really important that's happening right now for a lot of the energy in separation, that is the reaffirmation of almost, and I want to say, like, this is almost like the energy in separation coming into union with the self, right? Because when we're in energetic union with the self, we understand that our standards are not pesky. Our standards are not something that get in the way of our manifestations. Our standards allow the possibility of our manifestations to come through. But what's so hard to heal, particularly and especially in context by which we are receiving trauma, is often the articulation of something that is not healthy for us will make one feel like your standards were the energetic problem, that they were the energetic hurdle. So there's a lot of potential alignment that's occurring right now. And that's what I mean about the benefit of this energy, particularly and especially for energy in separation, but also for energy that is coming into union right now, because it's the recognition point. And this is what we like to see with the retrograde and the eclipse, which is the identification point of finding a relationship that can experience or inhabit both of the modalities of the self and the context, right? Because you have to understand, and like we're seeing a lot of this right now, for a lot of the energy, the continuation of the lesson that we've been carrying through Virgo season is identifying and recognizing what perfect means. Perfect is an individuated experience. It's the identification point of our own energetic ideals. But it's often very, very common when we're not in a healthy space to allow others to get into our own energetic headspace in relationality to what perfect is, right? That identification point, or working through that energetic frustration, feeling the trauma in another person that identifies that we're not there perfect. But this is why not being able, like, this is why we talk about one of the most important steps that we take in a healthy healing journey is letting go of the energetic illusion of rejection. Because when we stop defining ourselves on other people's perfect, we can find our own sense of energetic perfect. A lot of the energy right now I see going through that work in separation, identifying and working through the lessons of prioritizing the self, holding the energetic standards, recognizing and identifying what works for the self. What I potentially see for some of this energy in separation is having gone into a point of separation where potentially another person was expecting someone to come into a space of desperation. And what does it mean when we come into a space of desperation? That's the space by which we abandon our energetic standards in order to move towards something. This is what I meant about this potentially being the eclipse retrograde of the rude awakening, because the rude awakening is understanding that it is very rude to try to build into a healthy connection with someone by building into the state of desperation to get them to energetically abandon their standards. It doesn't create healthy partnership. It just creates an unhealthy energetic imbalance, if you will. So that's why we see that for like a little bit of I feel like there's a little bit of this energy and separation that's having these experiences right now, potentially during this retrograde cycle, something coming back from the past that doesn't feel a separation point, but an identification of how far one has grown or how far one has changed, or being able to honor and recognize the value and the weight of the self, the energetic support that we give to ourselves when we're able to identify and recognize the difference between the standards that we want to bring to a situation versus what another person hopes to elucidate or create within the self. And that's why we see that for a lot of the energy doing that work, being able to recognize and identify and anticipate that to a certain extent. This is what I meant about some energy potentially breathing a sigh of relief and release going through this eclipse process, because it's the identification point and being able to recognize what wasn't working in a past unhealthy energetic experience. And the ability to understand comprehension is the panacea of trauma. Because when we're carrying energetic trauma upon something, we don't understand why something is the way it was. It is something that occurred that doesn't make energetic sense. But when we're able to put that clarity of comprehension in it, and I keep on getting for a lot of the energy, it may be feeling like the owl, but there's also a wow, because it's a space by which someone is able to understand the pain that they were experiencing in connection, but also with the additional insight of the understanding. So for a lot of the energy doing that work, it's frustrating, it's enervating, right? I wouldn't be surprised if there was some energy right now that's in separation, that's feeling very energetically annoyed, but also, and this is why we talk about the fact that sometimes being annoyed is a good thing, because it's the annoyance that makes sense. It's the annoyance that one is able to put one's own articulation upon. It's the ability to derive and find energetic meaning in something that allows the space by being able to talk about why one is upset. And so I keep on hearing too that for a lot of the energy that is in separation, the ability to energetically have a conversation, like this is what we're talking about these temperance relationships that are moving deeper into partnership. Because you'll remember that we were talking about a lot um, a lot a lot of the space of understanding that observation, like the experience of being able to identify and recognize. And here's the thing I like about this: it's not the fact. And remember how I said that for some of these temperance relationships that are coming into union right now, it's not the fact that they don't energetically bother each other at times. It's not the fact that there aren't these like small inconveniences. Like what's beautiful about these temperance partnerships is they understand that perfect is not made, it's found, right? Look at these combinations here with the Page of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Lover's card, right? This is the energy that knows what it means to fine tune, because when you're able to articulate and speak towards something that's energetically bothering the self, it allows one to arrive into a better state of being. So this is the energy that's feeling that sense of excitement, because I almost feel like the energy is feeling the delight of someone that they feel like can finally work with to build healthy partnership, is what I keep on saying. To start, this is literally what we mean by the start of a beautiful relationship. It's that practicality that we're able to bring to a situation that allows for the smoothness of something moving forward. This brings us to a lot of the energy that, and this is why I'm now seeing, like, I got to tell you, there's something I'm seeing that's happening right now for those magician partnerships that may be feeling a little bit more energetically frustrating. Why are we seeing that for some of those magician partnerships right now, that working through, or that identification point of working through the energetic frustration, the thing I keep on hearing for those magician partnerships, and when I say magician partnerships, recognize that I'm speaking specifically between the energy the energy that was coming together from about the solstice period up until the time that Mercury and Venus stationed direct behind Neptune. I keep on hearing that there's a lot of energy. Remember how we were talking about how last week a lot of that energy was articulating to energy outside of partnership? This is not that. It's not surprising that we have Gemini. We're going to be going through this a lot. Like when we've got Gemini, Uranus in Gemini is the ability to tell the difference. Like that's the difficulty thing with Uranus and Gemini. Things that look very similar but have very different meanings depending upon intention, right? And that's why you'll recall for some of that energy that was coming into divine union, working through something, articulating, potentially even working through a past on describing the similarity of something from the past that did not feel necessarily energetically supportive to the self, but now in the context of seeing something that feels like one is arriving, right? Conversing to someone about the difference between moving something forward out of a state of desperation versus a state of celebration. I just keep on seeing that if this is the energy that is now working through the observation that when we are not maturating at the same rate as energy that is surrounding us, we can sometimes get into argumentation points as it relates to priority. But this is why we've been having a lot of these conversations coming in, which is the understanding that maturation is simply the journey of recentering energetic priorities, right? And so what we effectively see that is happening right now is for some of these magician relationships, they're having recentering issues, which is the space by which, again, understanding that when we're in a maturing space and we have those relationships that come together, it's a cause for celebration. It's a cause for that sense of anticipation. But when we're not maturing at the same rate as those around us, this is why sometimes we can build into healthy partnership and we lose friendships in the process, or we lose energetic relationships with the identification that I keep on hearing recentering is a natural part of energetic processes. But and that's why I see that for like a lot of the energy working through that, having to go, like, remember when I said that some of the energy right now in separation was going through last week, like working through the rude awakening of understanding that it's rude to expect that a relationship's going to be healed by going away from it and expecting another person to abandon their standards. Well, we see even now that for some of the energy right now, working through the context of being able to articulate to another something that feels like it's energetically nourishing, and experiencing, I keep on hearing, experiencing unnecessary static. Because remember when I said that for some of that energy, the ability to clear the air was what they were doing in partnership. There may be those modalities or those moments right now that almost bring with them a little bit of that work in potentially identifying the difference between energy that is effectively supportive of partnership, right? Energy that matures and gets it, versus energy that is taking a relationship personally because they're still in more of a space of prioritizing pleasure instead of partnership. So we see even now that there may be a little bit of this like fragmentation that is potentially occurring with some of those magician partnerships, and I keep on getting it's bittersweet because I almost see that these are the energies within partnership that are almost looking towards them outside of partnership with a sense of compassion, understanding that someone is not in the same space of maturation or not looking at things in the same way, right? The ability of being able to have that energetic perspective. This brings us to a lot of the energy that's moving deeper into partnership right now. Clarification between our Hierophant in its upright and our Page of Wands in its reversal. There's our star card. Love to see her. We're actually going to be studying that card. We're going to be studying that card in just about a week or so on Wednesday, September 18th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. But one of the things we like to see right now, and I got to tell you, if you look at yesterday's reading, the star card, we had a bit of the star card energy that was also coming through. She's been popping up in our readings pretty consistently right now. And the thing that we keep on seeing that is happening right now for a lot of the energy deep within divine union is, and I keep on seeing it's like it's work. I keep on feeling like the one thing we're seeing for a lot of the energy right now that is deep within divine union is working through how vulnerable this energy makes us feel. We've got a lot of energy in retrograde, right? Which is the feeling of working through a lot of vulnerability, right? We've got a moon in Pisces, which can create a lot of emotionality. Jupiter take a more of a compassionate like perspective upon things, and it's a conversation. And the thing is, at the same time, we've got a bit of that tripwire that's occurring with the fact that as all of that's happening, we've got all of these planets that are retrograding in Aries. When I say that this is like vulnerable, this is what I mean in relationality to that feeling of energetic vulnerability. And then like just a little icing on the cake on the vulnerability sandwich that we find that this retrograde eclipse season is bringing out. We've also got Mercury in Virgo, which can create the feeling of working through things and being very energetically exacting. Okay, it's a lot of that. Like, what happens if I press right here, right? It can create a lot of that energetic, it can create a lot of that energetic irritation. It can create a lot of that energetic frustration. But I keep on seeing that our ability to articulate and identify, to be able to find, to be able to put to words something that is energetically bothering us allows us to be able to innovate upon it, right? The articulation and the expectation by which we're able to find solutions to energetic problems. What's very important during these retrograde cycles is not overly internalizing in such a way that it creates like overly internalizing in such a way that it creates that the space by which you're articulating. It's the fact that there's so many of them happening at once, and everyone keeps on asking me, when is it going to end? Like all the planets came together and they're like, let's go into retrograde. It's going to end as slowly as it began. Okay, like it was a slow wind up. It'll be a slow de-escalation of the retrograde energy. We have to work through our perseverance. Okay, we gotta kind of energetically push through this. We gotta take a little bit. We gotta have, it's like a little bit of an energetic endurance test to a certain extent. Clarification between our Five of Pentacles in its reversal in combination with our a Knight of Pentacles in its reversal. There it is. We've got our full energy. And I have to stress this right now. I just need to show you this. And again, if you haven't had the opportunity to do so, I would strongly encourage you to head over to our stack and look and look at today's spread. And the reason I'm saying to look at today's spread that I think is really important is this second row that we are effectively seeing right now is all major arcana. It is all major arcana, which says again, and it's like when energy pesters you, remember who you are. Whoa. Cue the music. That was cool. When energy pesters you, remember who you are, which is don't let someone get the best of you, or don't let something frustrating get the better of you. Don't, and this is why we talk about not matching energy. Like all you do when you match someone's energy or something's energy that is not coming towards you in a proper way is the understanding that anybody can make anyone become anyone, so long as they're expecting another person to reflect their own audacity. Like that's all it does. Like Matt, there is nothing noble in matching energy. It's just somebody being like, oh, look, they failed the audacity test. I can make that person become anything by being energetically audacious to them. So what we effectively see is that for a lot of the energy doing that work, it's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of this work in the retrograde that requires the ability to recenter. Right? It's a lot of that ability of just kind of continuing to find one center. And listen, I'm not going to say right now, listen to me. I'm not saying right now that you can't tell someone how you feel during this retrograde period. I am not saying for you to like, no, it's not about being tight-lipped during a retrograde season with an eclipse on top of it. It's making sure that you're being intentional with what you're saying. And remembering that compassion is communication of passion. It's not being led by passion. Doing something passionately that doesn't make sense means that you are a vehicle of your passions. Okay, you are a vehicle. You do not have control of the ship that is the self if you're allowing your passions to guide you any which way you want. We are in control of ourselves when we are able to communicate upon our passions, which is the space that says, and this is also Gemini in Uranus, which is like, correction, Uranus and Gemini, which is you can have both. You can be passionate and be communicative. You don't need to lose one for the other. You just need to like be able to articulate upon it and speak upon why something has emotionality. It's not about not being emotional. Okay? Being in the experience of existing should be one that allows us to be able to feel the full breadth of our emotions. But the emotions that make sense are the emotions that we put meaning upon. And so that's what I keep on seeing that's happening right now with the Lovers card and the Star card. And that's what I keep on seeing that's happening right now with a lot of these energies that are either building into new partnership right now or closing an energetic cycle, because there's a little bit of the hands on the hip energy that says a healthy partnership does not require us to lose our standards in moving towards it. It reaffirms why we have them in the first place. That's what alignment means. So that's what we're effectively seeing with that Lovers and Star card energy in union here. Clarification between those is, there it is. We've got the Strength card. We got that Strength card. And I keep on hearing there's some energy right now in separation, frustrated but fortified. Right? It's like frustrated but fortified. And I keep on hearing frustrated but fortified because the winds of time do not erode our standards when we know who we are to be. Right? It's not that energy that moves away from us. And I keep on seeing it's not the relationship that is about the energetic reunion in the space by which another person articulates how much they miss another person. It's the ability to continue a conversation, the ability to put words to something, to articulate upon how we feel, that allows us to build something energetically real. And that's what I keep on seeing with this is a continuation of the lessons, moving away from those temperance relationships, the combination of Neptune and Saturn. Sentiment is no way to build a relationship. You can't build a relationship on shifting ground. Sentiment is like sand. It shifts. Our opinion of it changes. Things that are energetically sentimental have personal meaning to us. They're not energetically fundamental. So what's effectively happening right now for a lot of the energy, like there's a lot of the energy that is in separation is building into the context of understanding the difference between a relationship that is sentimental, which is built on I keep on hearing built on the token, like the token good, like the token good, the things that are good, that are incredible once in a while, versus something that is energetically fundamental, which is good all the time, is what I keep on seeing. And so for a lot of the energy building into that space, it's frustrating, right? Because it's energetically fortifying, because it's understanding that what is good is energetically reliable. It's something that you can depend on. It's something that you don't wait upon. It's something that effectively delivers, is what I keep on saying. Now, for continuing for a lot of the relationships right now, and what's interesting about that, and this is why I see some of this energy and separation getting frustrating. I'm already getting indications of where this relationship cycle is going. If these are relationships where another person is articulating the problems that another person brought to a relationship, right? Right. This is the energy that's recognizing that you can tell the difference between an unhealthy relationship and a positive one, because all of the benefits that someone would articulate in a healthy relationship, someone in an unhealthy relationship will see as a problem, right? You're obsessed with me, right? That's the energy that says you care about me perpetually, right? It's like someone being like, you like, it's the energy that says you're needy, which is the identification of saying we're supposed to have energetic needs in relationship. It's understanding the proportionality that we bring to things, which identifies and recognizes whether something is an energetic problem or not. So yeah, like, is something the space by which we care about each other, and we put that continual force of care towards something, as long as it's energetically proportionate to honoring another person's choice, it's not over it. I keep on hearing it's not energetically obsessive. But someone who's in an unhealthy relation, who doesn't want a healthy relationship, will look at someone putting the normal a level of care towards something, and they will articulate it as obsessive, when we are feeling it's not needy to have a fixed point of need, so long as, again, much like the space by which we talk about our attention, so long as the fixed point of need is something that we can articulate and define and show another in terms of what we identify. But someone who does not want to meet our needs will articulate and say that we're being energetically needy, rather than energetically delivering on the energetic standard. So all we keep on seeing here for a lot of these relationships is a lot of the energy. If these are situations where there was an over emotionality, where someone was being energetically emotional because their standards were not being met, and then another person walked away from them, and they're coming back expecting that the energy would be so happy to see another person that they would throw their energetic standards to the side of the road, they're in. Like, this is not the time. This is wrong door. That's what I keep on saying. Wrong place, because I just keep on seeing this energy that's been going through the healing process, which is frustrated but fortified, which is the ability to move away from something and being able to understand and define why it energetically bothered the self so much in the first place. This is the energy that's been like, I'm glad you're back. I got some notes. I've been working on a list. I've been working on a book. I've been working on a whole explanation on why that was not energetically okay. So there's a lot of, like, it's like the energy that, instead, I keep wondering, the energy, instead of finding a party, they're finding a laundry list. They're finding an energetic laundry list. And so even here, and it's like I keep on hearing the energetic laundry list of respectfully go away, which is funny. While continuing to get clarification, we're continuing to get clarification for the energy that's moving deeper into divine union. For a lot of this energy going into divine union, I can just see this energy that wants to, like, put their head through a wall. Because for a lot of the energy right now, I see that these magician partnerships are understanding. I can see some energy outside of partnership that is articulating upon the fact that they're changing. And this is what's so difficult for some of those energies that are moving deeper into divine union, is I can almost see some energy outside of partnership articulating upon the fact that they're changing. And what is the energy? What are these magician relationships saying? We're supposed to. We're supposed to change, right? That is what we do as we continue on journeys of maturation. We celebrate our changing. right? We celebrate our energetic transformation. And that's why I keep on seeing that there's something that's happening right now for some of the energy that is coming into union, because they're recognizing and identifying something that's happening in partnership that's having a profound effect on some of the relationships outside of energetic union. This is what we talk about the sadness of partnership, with the understanding that not always everyone can come with us as we move into healthy union, because you'll move into healthy union and you'll start to prioritize partnership as one should, and another person outside of partnership will see you and articulate and say that your priorities are not in check. They'll say that you're concentrating on the wrong thing. They'll say that you're energetically obsessed with relationship, as one ought to be when you're moving into a healthy space and prioritizing the things that one is supposed to prioritize. So that's why we keep on seeing that for a lot of those relationships, it's having to, I feel like there's something difficult, because it's the energy that understands that what's happening outside of partnership, they can't even take it personally, because they realize that it is a maturation issue. And you can't, I keep on hearing, you can't force wisdom into someone without creating trauma. You can't do it. You can't force a maturation. You can't until you understand. That's the problem with wisdom. Until you understand it, it's very hard to recognize and see. So I see a lot of this energy that is trying to potentially handle a difficult maturation process energetically delicately, which is like almost like having to say to someone, like, you'll understand someday, is what I keep on seeing. It's like the energy that is trying to articulate to another and saying, trust me, you will energetically understand someday. This brings us to the star card in its upright in combination with our death card in its reversal. Can I get one card to clarify? Clarification coming through with our Nine of Pentacles in its upright. So one of the challenging things that we're seeing right now, for the energy deep within divine union, I feel like that what's beautiful about what's happening for a lot of the energy in divine union right now is, I keep on hearing, finding new reserves of patience is what I keep on seeing. Oh, look, I have some patience here. I didn't know I had. It's working through the context of finding some kind of energetic reserve of patience is what I'm effectively seeing to a certain extent. But why are we seeing and recognizing situations or circumstances where another person is identifying and finding new reserves of patience? Because I like to point this out, like when we feel energetically, like, and I feel like, again, it has a lot of that space of the understanding that when someone, like, when situations feel like they try you, right? And like I like to say try, which is the space by which something bothers you, right? You don't match energy. You remember who you are. Is what I keep on getting. You remember who you are, which is you stand taller in yourself, right? You stand taller in yourself. You articulate. And that's what we talk about with a healthy ego. We're supposed to have egos, so long as our egos are in proportion with what we find inside of ourselves, right? When you meet somebody with a healthy ego, I'll tell you right now, it becomes amazing, because you go, listen, I've been in there. It's dope. What's outside, it's the same the whole way in. You would never believe it. You get to know that person, that outside, it's just more of that. It's kind of cool. It's just bigger. I don't know how they do it, right? It's the observation that a healthy ego is articulated in the absolute pleasure and joy it is to have one. Because when we're operating in the space of the ego, of the self, then it's the understanding of the authenticity that is a gift to ourselves and to those around us, right? It's the space by which we feel energetically fortified, and the space by which we energetically show up for one another. And everything I keep on seeing in relationality to a lot of this retrograde, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to be honest, this is kind of one of those retrograde / eclipse seasons. It feels like, I keep on feeling, It's going to feel like a lot of like that space by which you feel energetically tried. The reason I need to point this out, I'm going to say this right now. Nobody is trying to test you on energetically anything. This is an energetic experience. This is an energetic issue we are having right now. And I'm going to break it down for you. Okay. What are we effectively seeing? All right. We got Jupiter. We got Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter in Cancer is all about the identification of the self, makes you feel a little vulnerable, makes you feel a little isolated, makes you feel a little lonely. All those planets retrograding in Aries, making you feel a little testy, making you feel a little stir crazy, making you feel a little pokey. All right. You got Uranus in Gemini, retrograding in Gemini. Things aren't happening at the timeline that you want. The wrong things are changing too quickly. Things aren't changing fast enough. Doubly amplified by the fact we've got Neptune and Saturn in retrograde right now, which is making it really hard to keep track of things. Hard to remember if something already happened or if it's about to happen, right? And we also doesn't have to help the fact that Saturn just slipped back into Pisces. Okay. we've got Chiron and Eris, which makes you feel really energetically frustrated about the stuff that you have to carry so far and the peskiness of trauma that you can't let go of, but you find yourself constantly looking at and returning to. All right. And just to add a little icing on that cake of frustration, we've got Mercury in Virgo, which is a little bit of like, it's very exacting, or the need to be perfect feels like it's energetically profound. Compassion. Compassion is how we move through this. And the compassion we find for others begins with ourselves. So I keep on saying it's working in the context of compassion. It's doing something in a greater way. It's finding an energetic easement point. It's working towards energetic solutions. It starts in the context of being able to articulate upon the compassion that we're bringing towards things. And that is, I'm going to say this again, compassion does not mean that you bite your tongue on things. It doesn't mean that you harbor something and say, I'm being compassionate about it. That's not compassion. Okay, that's not compassion. Compassion is communicating upon something that has energetic meaning. And the ability to have that, to do that work is how we're able to work through things. Continuing to get clarification between our Death card in its reversal and our Fool card in its upright. One card to clarify, please. We've got here our Ace of Cups. I got to tell you, these cards right now are very lovely. If you have a chance, head over to the stack after we do this reading if you want to see today's full spread, because it's saying to me, and that's what I keep on hearing, like when it feels like the world's being hard on us, we remember who we energetically are, right? When things feel like and I like to point this out, when things are not going well, we can either enhance the problem or we can be each other's energetic solution. And I keep on seeing that there's something really important that I see that's happening right now during this retrograde eclipse cycle, which is speaking towards energetic calibration. It's working towards the space of identifying and recognizing how I keep on hearing how we work towards things, how we energetically stand through things. And again, the ability of recognizing, and I keep on seeing the ability of building into the space of maturation is not taking things energetically personally, is what I keep on saying. And I know that, and I'm going to keep on saying this right now, because I'm going to tell you right now, do not tell me that you came out of this eclipse or retrograde cycle taking something personally, because there may be things that are going on during this eclipse cycle that are going on under the surface that are going to potentially make you look silly, is what I keep on saying. Like working through something in such a way that is the identification point of recognizing and identifying that when we put compassion towards things, it doesn't mean that we're okay with everything. We articulate upon something that's energetically bothering us that allows us to be able to identify and recognize new solutions. And that's what I keep on saying. Like I've got some plateau energy happening right now for some energy and separation. I've got some plateau energy. Look at this right now. I want to show you this. These cards together, the Strength card, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. This is some energy right now in separation that is recognized that they've found a level or degree of peace for themselves. And when we find that peace for ourselves, we understand that energy that cares about us loves our peace. When energy cares about us and they see us in a peaceful place, our hearts grow tremendously. And that's what I keep on hearing is happening right now for a lot of the energy and separation. It is the identification and recognition that love is the ability to see someone in a space of peace and say yippee. say that's amazing. It's the space by which we feel the energetic happiness that allows the feeling of energetic amplification of restoration. And that's what I keep on seeing that is occurring right now for a lot of the energy working through or identifying and recognizing upon that facet, which is again, it's not the identification. It's not, and even with as it relates to situations from the past, returning back to energy and separation, I see the energy not saying, what are you doing here? I see the energy saying, are you honoring the peace that I've created for the self, or are you here to try to energetically affect it? Is what I keep on seeing. This is a lot of the energy that is identifying and recognizing this is the energy that says healthy partnership will prioritize the maintenance of the peace that we create for ourselves. That's what healing is what I keep on seeing. Clarification between our strength card and our 9 of pentacles. There's then here, like there it is. And this is that journey that says when we find peace in the present, we think about the past differently, is what I keep on seeing. And so for a lot of the energy there, and I keep on seeing it again, if like this is the energy that is working on the ability to identify the difference between energy coming back from the past that says, I want to go forward, versus energy that comes back from the past and says, I want to go backward. That is the gift. That is the gift that we're experiencing right now with the fact that Saturn has moved back into Pisces, which is the ability to conversate, to conversate upon what the future, instead of being overly sentimental on what one had in the past. Because I keep on seeing that for some of these relationships, the observation of a separation that occurred at the time that another person was trying to talk about manifestation goals, I keep on hearing the energy that keeps on reaffirming healthy relationship is never damaged by talking about manifestation goals. But those with unhealthy relationships or aren't being authentic about their manifestations will separate from us as we're talking about manifestation goals, articulating that we're ruining a good thing because they've reached their manifestation. And then we'll energetically wait and try to return back to it to see if they can go back to the manifestation that they had when they began. And so this is a lot of this energy that I keep on hearing. What's happening for the energy and separation? No restart. No restart, which means you don't build into a relationship by going back to the way it was when it first began. You continue where it left off, or you don't continue at all. And so that's why I keep on seeing for a lot of the energy, this is the manifestation that says we continue the conversation, or I wish you a good day. Continuing to get clarification, and even here, that space, like literally, this is the energy that understands that conversation that made someone go away from them was an energetic blessing. What an absolute blessing to know that all you need to do is have a conversation with someone on manifestation goals to determine whether they are in the space of working with you or something that is working energetically against you moving towards them. So I keep on saying that for a lot of this energy, this is the energy that has celebrated how far they've come, because they don't see the rejection as the rejection of the self. They see it as energetic protection. Continuing to get clarification between our 9 of Pentacles in combination with our Ace of Cups in its upright. Boom! Wow, these two cards. I told you this is the 1-2 punch of Neptune and Saturn in retrograde. Energy coming back. Someone's not saying, so good to see you. They're saying forwards or backwards. Are you here to speak to me because you want to go forwards, or are you trying to go backwards? And this is the energy that is building into the context of the present. And this is why the same work we see that those magician partnerships are simultaneously doing in relationality to working through the resolution of having to navigate the fact that moving into partnership is affecting the energy outside of partnership. Because again, it's working on the understanding that when we're in healthy partnership, we center partnership. But when someone is not maturing at the same rate as us, they will see us energetically centering partnership, and they will tell us that they're energetically concerned about us. Is what I keep on saying. This is the energy that understands that in the process of centering partnership, as one does, that when we're in a healthy space, that is a space of celebration. Energy will often say, happy for you, sad for me. But when someone is not maturing at the same rate as us, they'll see us moving into healthy partnership, and they'll articulate their concern. They'll articulate their concern about us because they're feeling the weight of being deprioritized in our energetic experience. So we see here that for a lot of the energy working through that understanding, this is why I see the energy that's working through the bittersweetness of it, because I can see the energy that almost understands. They're like, I keep on hearing they're waiting for that healing to come, which is to say, I'll see you again someday, which is the space of understanding that another person might take something personally. What did I say is happening during eclipses? The overabundance of emotionality we bring to something that was not energetically important. I see some energy right now literally coming into partnership, dealing with situations like that, which is someone getting very, very over emotional upon something that is energetically minor, but is really articulating the unconscious issue of the fact that they're recognizing that centering of partnership, that when others do it, when we are not, sometimes makes us feel like we are being energetically alienated. So I see that for a lot of the energy right now, it's like a lot of the work in terms of identifying and navigating that, and almost recognizing and understanding what's occurring, but not being able to do anything about it, which is often what is difficult when we go through maturation issues. This brings us to a lot of the energy deep within divine union. And let me tell you right now, attack of the minor inconveniences. Look at this energy right now, these two cards. Clarification between our seven of swords in its reversal in combination with our five of swords in its upright. Boom, king of swords in its reversal. Okay, we're going to talk about this right now. It's having a different impact on masculine and feminine energy right now. And I got to tell you, it's because this retrograde eclipse cycle is bringing up a lot of inner child healing. And this is the problem. I need to tell you this. You got to be conscientious. Inner child healing cannot be the same for masculine and feminine energy. Bearing in mind, this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. Because what we're effectively seeing, and this is why we always have a little bit of disparity when we're working through the inner child healing between masculine and feminine. Often feminine working on inner child healing is learning how to have standards, which means it's awful when feminines go through inner child healing because it's often having to heal the space of disappointing others. You don't have to hug that person. You don't have to be nice to someone you don't want to be nice to. This is often the shape of a lot of the feminine energy. Often feminine energy, when they're going through the work of inner child healing, it's requiring them to build into the context of healing intimacy wounds, which is the space by which they don't necessarily need to be nice all the time. It's the space by which they get to honor the fact that they're allowed to have energetic boundaries, so long as they're not trying to hurt someone in the context of having them. It's working on having boundaries respectfully, delicately, but firmly. While for masculine energy, this is the masculine energy that is learning to energetically communicate upon their needs, that it's not wrong to have emotions, so long as we are not controlled by our emotions. So long as we're doing the work to like we talk about, as to whether the emotion that we're experiencing is something that requires inner work or outer work. So long as we are receiving our emotions, it's okay to have them. But for a lot of the masculine, it feels very vulnerable in the ability of expressing them, particularly if the masculine was taught that masculine energy was not allowed to have them. So we see even now that there may be feeling a little bit of disparity between masculine and feminine energy at this time, because we see that this energy right now is triggering those inner child wounds, but it's bringing out different qualities and characteristics in masculine and feminine in the process. So being able, I keep on hearing the work right now for energy deep within divine union is being mindful of each other's journey, understanding that you're going through the same process, but it may be bringing different things out in one another. Clarification on bottom of the deck. Justice card. I know it's going to sound a little odd, but there's something wildly balanced in the midst of this. Remember I said comprehension is expansion. The amount of something that we can navigate allows us to be able to articulate upon the possibilities. And the thing about this, I keep on saying, like, the thing that's happening right now, and the reason I keep on articulating that this season is extremely intense, is we've got a lot of, the best way I can describe it, retrograde energy is down energy, right? It's a lot of that depth of intensity. Eclipses are up energy. So what's effectively happening right now, I told you, is about being comprehensive. It's being able to feel the energetic expansion of things. But that's why I told you it's really important that you stay grounded and centered as you navigate a lot of the energy that's coming towards us right now, because it's very easy to feel energetically overwhelmed. When we feel energetically overwhelmed, we center by remembering what our energetic purpose. So if you're feeling a little overstretched in this energy, if you're feeling a little discombobulated, if you're feeling a lot discombobulated, if you're feeling like it's a lot, remember your purpose. If you don't have one, maybe it might be a good, remember, if you don't have one, might be a good time to start thinking about it. Think about feel like what is your energetic purpose, and let that reaffirm your energetic commitment in terms of what you're trying to do effectively. Don't be reactive, be contemplative and move with energetic purpose through it. That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and experiencing it. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my site. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading with me, it is a two-step process. You have to book a reading and pay for a reading. Please make sure you do both if you'd like to have that reading. Most importantly, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a private reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never slide into your inbox and tell you that I have a very important message that only I can deliver. The only way you can book a reading with me is if you book one on my site. So I would encourage you to do it there. A couple of updates before we get started on today's personal readings. First and foremost, I would like to invite you to a special class that I'm teaching this evening. It is happening at 8 p.m. PST. I believe that's 5 p.m. Eastern. I will be teaching a mystical poetics class called Queering the Infinite that is being hosted by the Buy Plus Book Gang. You can still purchase tickets for that event this evening over on the Eventbrite that you'll find over on my stack or over on their stack. You can find a link over on the newsletter at my stack. I look forward to potentially seeing you there tonight. I'm also very happy to let you guys know that I also am going to be teaching, we're going to be continuing our Tarot Church classes with a study on the star card that will be happening not Wednesday this month, but Thursday, September 18th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. As I mentioned, we will be studying the symbology of that card. We'll be studying the history of that card. I'll be working you guys through spread applications, how to read that card in any direction it may appear in your own readings. I'm also going to be presenting you a unique spread to help you channel the messages of the star card into your own readings. And all of that is available to you if you become a paid subscriber to my stack. If you become a monthly subscriber to my stack, you'll have access to that class. You will also have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library class archive. You'll also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything we've learned and studied thus far. And if you become a founding member to my stack, not only will you receive a discount on the whole year's worth of classes, you will also receive full access to the entirety of the Tarot Church Library Archive. That is access to over 17 hours worth of material in an ever-expanding library. You will also have access to a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, where I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your own personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage, moving towards your tarot goals going forward. One of the things I try to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my stack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. I also post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. You'll also be notified as to my mystic meditations when they come out. I just released one recently on navigating this full moon most effectively. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students that are seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits. Also, for my students that are seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also very happy to now offer dream interpretation readings, which you can purchase per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to start to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. And we will do this again on Thursday. That is our daily collective read. We are going to get started on personal readings. Congratulations, Bridgetta. You got our highest gifter today. And congratulations to Denise. You got second. You'll be also getting an additional card in your reading. If anybody else would care to get on the list for today, the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, Binks and Mylayo. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a few minutes to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Hi there, Grand Rising Oracle Erica, and welcome, Denise. Oh, thank you as well, dear. And thank you, Beep, for those roses. Is it like a huge return to sender? Is it like a huge return to sender portal? Maybe a little bit. Like maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit of like we've already got one. It's a little bit of I've already got one kind of energy. Yes, go somewhere else then. Oh, did I miss somebody? I think I missed somebody fun. Did I miss somebody fun in the chat? Oh, I know. Thank you, Kay, for muting them. Kay's got it. Guys, please thank Kay for all of their help. Always appreciated. And oh Lord, this explains my crazy this week. Welcome, Chiefs Mama. So good to see you today. I wouldn't articulate less interference during the retrograde deep. I think it just might feel like the thing we have to work on is not feeling like it's personal towards the self. It can create like that's having to do with a lot of that Virgo energy that we're experiencing right now. It's like working through perfection and understanding that perfection is made, it's not energetically found. Hold on a moment. I just fell asleep and dreamt I was driving a car with no brakes again. Oh, happy to read for you. I've had those dreams before. That's never fun. Again, just a reminder, if you want to get on the list for a dream interpretation, we do them here. You can include the information on the dreams in the notes when you send the donation, or you can post it in our subscriber-only Discord channel in the appropriate channels. Yes, was okay though. Hop behind the bar to serve people that came into like nothing. Oh, that's cool. So you didn't wake up when the car slammed. That's interesting. That is unique to those dreams. Excellent. Hold on a minute. Hoping my ex will awaken during this time so we can finally finish the conversation. Sending you support, Kelly. Why not choose to expand your limiting belief? Beautifully said, Alexandra. I missed it. I'm sad I missed. Oh, apparently I missed somebody fun, but thank you for taking care of that, Kay. Why are they always pressed to have us live in fear? Doesn't sound very love and light. Well, it's fear is a powerful drug. You're not even a planet and you're retrograde. Oh, it's funny. Hi there, Mr. Harris. He did have a point. What benefit is it to believe in others? Well, here's the question I need to ask with Harris is why can't you do both? I mean, why is it one or the other? You know? And I think that's the thing. I need to point out the space of love is the space of critical thinking. So if you do believe in a God, why don't you believe in a God that would aspire for you to have critical thinking skills? Like I don't like as a parent, like that seems logical. You know what I mean? Like that seems That seems logical. That seems like a good thing, you know? May help me help you kind of energy, you know? Where were we? Hold on a moment. Absolutely. And thank you for the help again, Kay. Guys, please make sure to give Kay some love. Always appreciate their help here. Alexander, why like hold on a minute. And that's the thing. I'm always willing to have the conversation. The rules to be in this room are all the space. You got to be nice to each other and not spreading fear. Those are the only rules that you need to have to be able to stay in this room. Okay. Kay is really good at as helping us keep this a safe space. Frustrated healing journey. Need a hat that says this. Yes. Oh, thank you as well, Lisa. Thank you as well. Kay, if you only have one source, then you get your knowledge from. Always be limited. Beautifully stated, Kay. I know. Did you hear that? You know, it's wild. Again, very typical to the retrograde. I was having a connectivity issue. So when it restarted, everyone got to hear some music from Hildegard of Bingen. I was like, Hilda, where are you? You're so welcome, Carolee. Be intentional with what you're saying and let compassion leave. Absolutely right, Wushu. Tap to claim. Frustrated but fortified. I've actually written a whole novel on why that wasn't okay. Tap to claim, Kay. Hi, Goddess. So good to see you. And welcome, Raven. I'm happy to read for you on that. If you'd like to get on the list, list is open for anyone who's joining us across the other platforms as well. All you need to do is send the donation via the same methods that we've articulated. They're all in my tree that is linked in my bio. Absolutely. Happy Tuesday, Cool Beans. About a year ago, I helped you heal with the 9-9 portal. It's time to heal again. I'm so glad to hear something I gave you helped, Goddess, and sending you so much support on that continuing journey. Kaylee, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Absolutely. Thank you guys for supporting each other in the comments. Grand Rising Team Osana. Hi there, Bruce. Lori, sorry. To get a reading, Lori, all you do is send the donation via the tree that has links in it in my bio. For those who are non-subscribers, it's $29 for 3 cards. Thank you for the tap for encouraging everyone to tap, Cool Beans. Hold on a moment. Absolutely. And thank you as well. What is the point of being present when coming to terms with discomfort? Feels like stoic suffering. Well, I feel like the important thing, the thing you have to understand in being present with discomfort is if you're building through discomfort in the presence of the moment, it allows one to be able to identify what could ease the energetic discomfort, right? Like that's what we talk about with being present. And that's also why we talk about the fact that healthy spirituality is not pretending that everything's okay all the time when it's not. It's working. It's like we are the solution to energetic discomfort, right? We work towards that instead of like and instead of building into like when you say what is the point is seeking energetic comfort. It's building into that. It's being able to unify upon what those manifestation goals are that would make something energetically easier for all, if that makes sense. Yeah, absolutely boundaries, boundaries, boundaries right now. Completely agreed, Queen. So true. Thank you as well, Marilla. Hi there, Wild Onion. I like that name. Can I switch to being masculine since they had? I don't listen. No, we're going to correct that. Masculine energy does not have it easier than feminine. Different journeys, working through hard parts. I want to describe this. One of the things that we want to make sure that we're not doing is saying that one or the other has it easy. That's how we get into such profound separation in the first place. It's understanding the difference. It's working through the challenges and hurdles and being respectful of what each is going through that allows us to support each other through those journeys, right? It's not a competition. Those minor inconveniences have been attacking me. And that's this energy right now, Wushu. It's just the energy. It's working through this retrograde cycle. And it's not, and again, the thing about it, and we have to be conscientious of, is not taking things personally, not feeling like, not overly internalizing on things. Okay, holding a boundary is recognizing your needs and holding them though. No, I mean, again, a need that is held is not a need that moves all over the place. So the ability to define to another what your energetic need is, to be able to define whether it's being met, like that's what we mean by holding energetic standards. I don't think I would not articulate it in the space of doing a fem doing twice the steps. I would say that, one of the things that we're seeing here is masculine energy is having to go through a learning process of reclaiming the fact that it's okay to be emotional. And so for a lot of the energy of the masculine, it's working through the frustration of healing from situations that told them in order to be masculine, they had to abandon their emotional center. So there's a lot of work that we see that's happening right now for masculine. That's some heavy lifting. For feminine, it's learning that it's okay to have boundaries. That when we're having healthy boundaries, the song we will hear is "You're disappointing me." It's not whether we're disappointing someone; it's what their intention was that we're disappointing. But we really want to, we want to walk, we need to be conscientious about this. I don't take it here. We don't talk negatively about other races. We don't talk negatively about other cultures. We can't say that we want alignment between masculine and feminine and then look towards one another and say they have it so easy. They've got it so easy. This. We don't, when we care about things, we don't put them in buckets. We understand the nuance by which another person is navigating a circumstance or situation. Comprehension is expansion, tact to claim. How is that justice? Because it's working towards balance. We have to understand it's reversal. So it's hard to build balance right now because you might not necessarily be seeing it outside the self. Might even feel like you're working through something that doesn't feel fair. Understanding that our ability to articulate upon what is fair helps to create fairness, but not matching energy. What's the vision? My partner and I were just talking about this. Ooh, really? I'm intrigued, Nikki. See, thank you for the follow. Grand Rising Per, good to see you. We were discussing how sometimes we argue just to argue without considering the vision. What a beautiful way of describing that, Nikki. I love that. Absolutely. Yes, tarot class is exciting. Good to see you today, Fig. Per and Fig, you are tardy. Excellent. Yeah, I've been sorting my books. How you doing, dear? Aries have no time. I have a book addiction. Welcome to the club. Thank you as well. And Lance, thank you for the follow. Dream interpretation. Thank you for the help, guys. Please give a thank you for all their help today. Lance, for non-subscribers, it's 3 cards for 29, dear. Thanks in my Lio. Excellent. How are you doing today, Ruby? Big return to sender. Good to see you today, Ryan. Hold on a moment. Excellent. We had I mean, again, I'm not surprised that we had 3 fun people in the chat. That's what I meant. There's going to be energy that lets this energy get the better of them. We have to be conscientious of that. It is at least, hold on a minute, just reading over what you're saying, Lance. It is at least on my end, negating negativity, returning to sender tenfold due to situation. Nope is a powerful prayer. I already have one. Have a nice day. But here's the thing. Again, I like to point out we don't match energy. Again, when someone feels like they want us to match energy, we remember who we are, right? Like that's the thing we have to understand with this type of energy right now. Hold on a minute. Yeah, last time I was going downhill and woke up, this was a slow, oh, that's wild. So it was slow and no harm. Tried to play it off. That's interesting because that's a guided message on how far you've come, navigating through energy chaotic experiences. You're welcome, Kay. Bren, I think the space of peace can also go both ways. I'm finding some balance and understanding. It has to, right? I think that you're like that's the type of work we can expect to occur right now, Bren, in relationality to going through the retrograde eclipse, right? I'm cool with that. I like that, Lance. After crash, I work there. Hey, what drinks can I get you? But that would again, without going into a dream interpretation, that's I would be very if we were doing a dream interpretation on that, I'd want you to tell me about the last time you dreamt about that compared to where this one is, because that's effectively a dream that's showing you how far you've come. Hold on a minute. Is he at peace doing something that hurts me? I'm granting his leave by not being part of it. Wow, Bren. What a beautiful way of navigating a situation and having compassion for the self, but also understanding like the gift of like you have sometimes we have to put the gift of proximity to things. Like we're going to be working through a lot of that here, which is like sometimes when energy is not in a healthy space, we can care about someone at a distance, which is like, like that's often what happens. The music pop, I know the music popping, it was funny too, because it was Hildegard. She was like, oh, granting his peace. Beautifully said, Bren. Mary, Matt, Lance. How are you doing today, kitten? Gosh, I have such bad service today. Oh, trust me, I had that happening. I don't know if you guys picked up on it. I had that happening like straight in the middle of the read. I was like, this is nice. This is fun. It's okay. Hi there. How are you doing, Tracy? Thank you for the compliment, dear. Welcome. Hold on a minute. 1 second. Are there any reads open? Yeah, you can totally get on the list right now, Chiefs. If you get on the list, you'll be the fifth person read for. If anybody else wants to get on the list right now, 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers, Binks in my Lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Thank you for the follow, Tracy. Tried reporting a fake profile, copied the real account, and went back to a follow request. Was it me? I apologize, guys. Please remember, this is my only account. I will never reach out to you for a reading. I might actually, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a space on the disco to post them when you guys find them, if you guys want to do that there, so I can start reporting them more effectively. Disappeared before I could report and block the fake. Oh, that's really frustrating, Phoenix. I'm glad they're gone, though. All right, friends, we are going to get started. Thank you. We are going to get started on personal readings. If you want to get on the list right now, you'll be the 5th person read for. 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. We do here life path, highest party messages from spirit, past life, angelic guidance, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings, mediumship readings, love readings, dream interpretations, guided messages, akashic, mind, body, and spirit. If you have information that's relevant for our reading, for instance, if you have a dream that you would like interpreted, or if you have a past life you'd like more information on, include that information in the notes when you send the donation, or post it in our subscriber-only Discord channel in the appropriate channel. The first person we're reading for today is Ava. Thank you, Ava, for getting on the list early. You will have an additional card in your reading. And I think you have your question already that was sent. Before we begin, let's do an intuition check. I've got our animal spirit guide card here. We're going to count back from 10, and when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The fire dragon. Thank you guys so much for participating. We'll do that again after the next reading. I like smiling. Why can't I smile? I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the readings today. I don't know why. I'm feeling very, I don't know why. I'm feeling very optimistic. You wrote salon, you're trying to write salmon. I like that. Bear with me a moment. All right, hold on a moment. I just got to pull up Ava's question. Oh, Pam, thank you for also getting on the list, dear. You'll be read for after Nikki. If anyone else wants to get on the list right now, you will be the 6th person read for. All right. Let's see here. Wait a second. That's not what I'm looking for. Hold on a minute. Come on. Hold on. Just pulling up Ava's question. Oh, and thank you as well. I've got you on the list as well, Helen. Helen, is it Helen or Helene? Please let me know. I always want to make sure I'm saying names appropriately. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I gotta pop, hold on a minute. So I gotta rewrite the list here because Alexandra, I see you got on the list as well. Hold on a minute. All right, so the list we have right now is Ava, Alexandra. Then we've got Danae. And then we've got Bridget. And then we've got Pam. Hold on a minute. What am I, now I'm doing? No, I messed up. Danae and then Nikki. Sorry, Nikki after Danae. And then we've got Pam. And then we've got Chief's Mama. All right. And if anybody else wants to get on the list right now, we've got 4 spots open before the list will be closed today. Thank you, guys. Yeah, you got the highest gifter, Bridget. I said congratulations, you got the highest gifter. Now I'm smiling. There you go. I'm glad I infected you with my smile. You're welcome, dear. Okay. All right. So we're reading right now. First person we're reading for is Ava. And thank you again, Ava, for being the first person on the list. Is this inside tea or outside tea? Elaine. Oh, Elaine. That's beautiful. Thank you. I love that. Outside tea. I got you. Excellent. Okay. No problem. Yeah, you can absolutely hold it, Bridget, if you don't have good service today. Okay. And also, if there's anybody on the hold list who would like to be taken off the hold list, please let me know sooner rather than later. Aligned with the reading I had last week, you said I am similar to my higher self, but my higher self is more confident. I would love to move closer to that version of myself and have worked on my mindset for years, but I feel stuck and still struggle with a lot of limiting beliefs. 2 cards on my higher self and 2 cards on what I can do to be more aligned. Oh, they're okay, fine. Did you see how fast the card just flew off the deck? It was like that one. I'm like, okay. And working on alignment, please. Thank you. And one more. Thanks. You know, I'm also being called to give you an animal spirit. I'm going to put that there too. I mean, the thing I keep on seeing, and I'm going to, hold on a minute. I'm going to be pinning up, hold on, let me pin up Ava here. Where'd Ava go? Guys, make sure to give Ava some love. I feel like I keep on, you're going to hate this. You're going to hate this. I keep on hearing your higher self that says, you're welcome for the inconvenience. You got to write that down. I know. If you're crawling out of your seat right now because I just said that, if you're crawling out of your seat right now because I just said that to you, you're welcome for the inconvenience. I feel like that is the type of energy that I'm getting from your higher self, which is, it's saying to me that it has to do with honoring your energy, which is the space by which when we care about one another, then it like I keep on pointing out, like when we care about each other, we're not inconvenienced by one another. It's an honor to be inconvenienced by each other, is what I keep on seeing. Right? It's like the energy that says, can I like, it's like when I keep on hearing, I keep on hearing it's the energy around your higher self is energy that says it's an honor to be inconvenienced by you, which is the space by which when you ask somebody for help with something, it's the energy that says hooray, because they care. Like I keep on hearing, they don't see it. They don't see it as an inconvenience. They see it as an opportunity to do something with you. They see it as an opportunity to do something together. And And I feel like it has a lot to do. I keep on hearing your higher self is saying something about making sure that you're not constantly apologizing for things, is what I'm getting, you know? I keep on hearing the higher self saying, "What's with all this sorry?" And what's interesting about it is it's not. I keep on hearing it's not. I feel like there's something about you removing the feeling or the space of stating that you're energetically sorry, which is the space. I keep on hearing when you start when you start a conversation with the word sorry, what you're basically saying is you're apologizing for your presence. So I feel like um, I keep on seeing that there's something to be said about this energy, like working through something in such a way that, like, I almost see like that's where the confidence is. And I feel like and I keep on hearing like the first thing that they're articulating is confidence is I keep on hearing is walking into a space and saying, "I'm here, I've arrived," instead of sorry. So I keep on saying, like there's something very, and like there's something important about that, is what I keep on seeing. Um, I think that there's also, I don't know why, but it does feel a little bit, it's interesting too, because I'm identifying, I feel like I'm identifying something here that, and I like, and I know that, again, everything I'm saying in this reading, I don't think you're gonna like, but um, oh, I'm gonna make you write down some stuff that you're gonna like, you're gonna cringe for. A room is better with you in it, is what I keep on seeing. A room is better with you in it is the other thing that I'm seeing here. Um, which is, I keep on seeing the the ability, like, and I can see you like shaking your head, and I want you to understand, and I keep on hearing like, I feel like there's something I see that you're navigating, and I feel like there's some kind of wound here that you have to recognize, which is the reason I'm saying these things to you is because, and I can see something here, and it's funny too because I keep on seeing a rooster when I'm trying to read for you, and I think that's why it's funny that I was like pulling. I was feeling called to pull an animal spirit guide card, and the reason I keep on seeing a rooster is because I feel like your higher self is saying, you building confidence. You couldn't be cocky if you tried, is what I keep on seeing. I want you to understand that. I see a situation where you couldn't energetically be cocky if you tried, but I do feel like I'm sensing some kind of energy, some kind of ancestral energy, that you stood out in some way and someone was trying to make you feel like you standing out was intentional, is what I keep on seeing. That is the nature of the wound that you're working to heal. And I keep on seeing that when you are like when you are energetically confident, and when you're energetically confident and it doesn't energetically hurt anyone, that isn't, I keep on hearing, that's not cocky. I keep on hearing cocky is when you think that you are better. And I don't know why I keep on hearing this coming through from like your higher self. Cocky is when you think that you are better than the energy around the self. That's what cocky is. Cocky is not feeling confident. Cocky is when you think that you are the absolute best and everyone else is at a lower vibration. But I feel like there's something about you healing from some kind of insecurity where, another person, like, was I keep on hearing, and I feel like this like I feel like it's like you trying to say something to someone and another person saying, "Don't get a big head about it." But what's interesting is the fact that it was because they were feeling insecure, not vice versa, is what I keep on getting. The thing I keep on seeing has to do with you developing a wound to navigate another person's insecurity. Um, I feel like I keep on hearing, and it's interesting too, because I keep on hearing from your higher self, it's not cocky if it's true, is what I keep on getting. I keep on hearing, it's not cocky if it's true, which is to say, if you articulate upon something you can do, that's not being energetically cocky. That's being proud of your accomplishments, is what I keep on seeing. And I feel like I feel like you have to write that down somewhere. The things they keep on asking me to write down, like I've got 3 different things you have to write down. And I keep on seeing if you're cringing at seeing each one, then you have to look at them even more. And the first one is, what was the first one I said was the space by said, "You're welcome for the inconvenience," which is the space by which when you ask someone for energetic help, that defines the gratitude that they have in doing something with you versus someone who feels energetically burdened by you. Like that's not something that you should apologize for. It's something that you should pay attention to. The second one was writing, like working through the context of saying, I feel like the understanding that someone was feeling, I feel like you were a savant about something when you were younger and it was bringing out another person's insecurity is what I keep on seeing. Um, it's not, I keep on hearing it's not cocky if it's true, which means it's okay to talk about something that you're proud of without worrying that it's going to hurt another person in the process. And I feel like it's interesting because remember, remember how I said that I kept on seeing a rooster. Like the guides are saying, remember when I said it's not cocky if it's true. It's wild because after I said that, I pulled the raven and the ace of coins, which says again, like when you articulate upon something that's real, like it's true, it's not puffing yourself up if you're just talking about something that you do that you're energetically proud of. I feel like that's what I meant about the fact it's wild that I said you couldn't be a rooster if you tried, and then I pulled out the raven because it was basically saying again, you're not like you're not making a grant. I keep on hearing um what am I saying? You're not what's the word I'm looking for? You're not screaming about something that you know nothing like that. You're not trying to go for volume. You're going for energetic insight is what I keep on seeing. Like the space by which you're not doing it for attention, right? I keep on hearing that's why they said you couldn't be a rooster if you tried. Because yes, thank you. You're not trying to make an energetic spectacle of yourself by articulating upon something for the space of doing so. But I keep on hearing the ability. I almost feel like it's more like a raise your hand energy is what I keep on seeing. Remember when you talk about yourself, that's you like raising your hand for something and being like, I can do that. No, I can do it. No, I really can. Right? It's like I keep on hearing articulating your accomplishments, talking about your energetic victories, talking about your acumen on something isn't the same as I keep on seeing. It's not you making an energetic spectacle of yourself. It's helping you define and recognize and help others see how you can be. I keep on hearing that's you working in the function of service because it's the energy that says I can help you with that is what I keep on seeing, right? Like that's like, hey, let me show you what I can like, let me show you something. Like there's a bit of that type of energy there. Bottom of the deck on this reading, yeah, the temperance card in its reversal, you know, It's giving me a lot of, she's not out here, but she may as well be because we have a Knight of Wands energy. You know, it's giving me a lot of Queen of Wands energy. And the problem with Queen of Wands energy, here's the thing about it. I know everybody's always like, ooh, Queen of Wands. It's not that great. Queen of Wands energy is specialty. It's not for everybody, right? Like it's giving me a lot of that Queen of Wands energy, which articulates and says that when we're a specialty, then we're going to potentially rub others the wrong way, right? And that's the hard part about it. Like when we're in our confidence point, there are those who are going to be like who are going to take it energetically personally. When we're in our confidence, it can bring out others' insecurity. And I feel like that's the work that I see that your higher self is talking about, which I kept on hearing, which is why they kept on saying, you're welcome for the inconvenience. That's why it was so interesting that they brought that koan forth, because the space by which we make another person uncomfortable, but they're not able to articulate upon why, can often help define and derive what it is that another person needs to work upon, which is the space by which you articulating upon something that you're good at isn't hurting another person unless they're energetically insecure. And that's a them problem, not a you problem. Because I feel like there's some kind of healing that you had to do in relationality to another person trying to tell you that you were hurting somebody by being good at stuff. But I keep on hearing like that the misunderstanding in a situation like that isn't the space by which you should tone it down. In fact, you should potentially try to dial it up. That's something that they need to work on. That's not your energetic responsibility. And you can navigate, I keep hearing, you can navigate it with compassion, right? Like I said, you don't go into rooster mode, which is you don't energetically tease someone about the fact that they can't do something and you can. But I keep on seeing, as long as you're not trying to hurt anyone in the context of saying that you could do something, it's working on the space of being energetically proud of who you are. So I want you to like focus on those statements and kind of orient on them and allow them. And I keep on hearing and like remember, I keep on hearing and like that's what I think is really wild about the fact that the Raven and the Ace of Coins came up, because I feel like it's a space by which I literally have the higher self saying, you're worried about being a rooster, but you couldn't be a rooster if you tried. Which is like when you think you're being a rooster, others see a raven, which is somebody who's an energetic maven, somebody who's good at something and is able to articulate upon their energetic accomplishments. Thank you so much for having that reading with me. And Ava, and if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. We've got 4 spots left before the list will be closed. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, Binks in my Lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Next person we're reading for today. I'm going to take a moment to read over the comments that came through as it was reading. Also, just a reminder to anyone who's joining us across the other apps, if you'd like to get on the list today, you can do so via my tree that is Binks in my Lio. All right. Always coming through with the questions. Absolutely. I feel like you said that last time to Ava too. It's good if the messages are the same. HS with you hire yourself with a sense of humor. Absolutely. You're going to hate this. Yeah. It's frustrating because I've been working on my mindset for years and I feel like it's not changing. Well, and I think that like, I feel like the thing about it that I keep on seeing, the desire to want to change it is a step in the right direction. And I keep on seeing that one of the reasons they're showing me something ancestral is because they're saying that there's something about those past experiences, which is helping you heal by resolving. I feel like I keep on seeing a situation where someone told you that you were the energetic problem because you are exceptional at something. I keep on hearing we're not supposed to dial ourselves down to navigate another person's insecurity. That was a misaligned lesson that someone gave you if that was the experience, which is the space by which it says you being good at something shouldn't come at the space of another person being hurt by it. They need to work on their insecurity. You don't need to worry about you shouldn't be the one worrying about trying to make someone feel better about themselves is what I keep on seeing. I always, yeah, the black sheep. That's what I was seeing. Like that's what I meant in relationality to like having like when often when we feel like we're the black sheep, it's having to navigate others' insecurity, right? I was so confident. Yep. Same, no worries. You'll get your confidence back. Beautifully stated. You're in the process of doing so. Totally be proud of yourself. I like no offense to rooster energy. No, this is specifically for the context of this reading, is what I keep on seeing. There's some beautiful benefits to rooster energy. Is like, and then here's the thing, like rooster energy sometimes like, yeah, look at this. like that's like absolutely. I got it. I saw 3 ravens when I was leaving for work yesterday, and I asked if, "Ooh, that's cool." If you asked if it was Hecate or Morgan. Another 6 landed. That's wild. That's not helpful though. That's not helpful. I love the Queen of Wands. Yep, all of my past relationships bringing out people's insecurities. She is me, I am her. You're so welcome, Ava. Yeah, it's hard. Listen, it's hard. Like I'm telling you right now, Queen of Wands energy is always ugly duckling energy, right? It takes time until you realize what's going on. It takes a minute. It takes a minute. You're like, oh wait, oh nuts. All right, we're gonna continue right now. Next person we're reading for today is Alexandra. Alexandra, can you let me know if we're doing a general or if you have a specific question? And while we wait for Alexandra's question, let's do an intuition check. I've got our animal spirit guide cards here. I'm going to count back from 10. When I get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, technically, Bridget had it right because I did pull the blank one first, but the actual animal we pulled was the horse. I wouldn't do. I say I don't pull the blank one. It's too much. It's too much of. It's not. It doesn't feel fair. Thank you guys so much. We'll do it again after the next reading. All right. A win is a win. A win is a win. All right. Where were we? Yeah, and here's the thing about it, like we need to I can't wait till we get to the point of like working through the court cards, because the thing with Queen of Wands energy is you often become an insecurity magnet. Like that's the hard part about it. And we're going to talk a lot about the differences between King of Wands energy and Queen of Wands energy. All right. You're so welcome, Ava, and thank you again for having that reading with me and sending you so much support on your journey. Okay, I am reading your comments too. Definitely twins. I was writing my dream out loud. Oh, wow, cool. All right. And all these readers always have her first as a first unstable mistress. No, that's again that's interesting, isn't it? That's interesting. That's curious. That's intriguing. At least I guess to far. All right, where were we? That's hold on. Where were I'm second call for Alexandra. Second call. I mean, how are you gonna look at me? How are you gonna look at the Queen of Wands and see anything energetically unstable about that card? Like I'm like that again. That's quite intriguing, isn't it? That someone would look at that card, like someone would look at that card and have those feelings come up. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. All right, where are we? I am looking. Second call right now for Alexandra. Alexandra, is your question getting filtered? Is anyone else seeing it, or did she have to step away? All right. Here's like, like I can't. I need to stress this. I get really touchy when there's certain cards that like articulate or amplify like mistress or things like that. You have to read the cards in the context that come out. I don't think that there's a particular card in general that is a negative or positive. And I gotta be honest, I have a real issue with those who do readings and they start like really pulling into that aspect or that aspiration of like Jezebel energy, or something that articulates something like a nefarious force, instead of understanding the full scope of what is energetically happening. We have to be very conscientious as readers of not othering in situations. I try to do that a lot with my clients. Like, I feel like it's really important that you understand the full nuance of something going on. Or the magician conniving paired, yeah, paired with the emperor. Big, yeah. I mean, like again, and it's not to say like, and this is why often you'll notice when I teach my classes, I talk about the benefits, like the energy. I like to describe when I'm reading for cards, and I try to teach this to you guys when I'm teaching. The energy is either beautified or devastated, right? Like, it's either beautified, or or it's in its detriment. So in that context, that's why often when you're learning from me, you'll learn that a card is like, this is what it means when it's very, very good. This is what it means when it's awful. It does not, you can't just look at a card and say that's what this is every time, because the cards themselves help us understand the scope of a situation or what's happening. So I get very touchy when we start ascribing very specific personality traits to, like, look, I'll tell you right now, can we pull a magician card and it can talk about manipulation? Yes. But if you show me a magician card with an ace of cups, like a magician card with an ace of cups, I'm like, oh yeah, they're manipulating situations to be the best possible. Like, ooh, look at them doing that. Look at them manipulating the situation to make everything good. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's like it can go, it's like it's a completely different card. Like, you have to take the context into the situation. There's nuances to these things. All right. So I'm not, I think Alexandra may have had to step out. Yep, no problem. Yeah. No. I mean, like, listen, again, we like I don't like these terms that, again, paint energy in the light of someone. I need to point out, most people do not wake up and decide that they're going to spend their day trying to, like, cause, like, nobody wakes up like that. The first thing we have to be careful of in, like, a healthy hero journey is everybody's going through it. And if you think that, like, again, if you think somebody's waking up being like, how can I destroy their life today? I'm like, maybe that's a little bit too centering on what's happening. Like, maybe that's the issue. like, like, we don't need to amplify the feeling of like, we don't need to amplify the feeling of something like being energetically weaponized against us. And I feel like, again, our responsibility as healthy readers is to give someone, like, the full scope of what's happening. And yeah, sometimes it does feel like, sometimes as a reader there is something intentional, but being very conscientious that we don't ascribe too tight characteristics to the cards themselves, if that makes sense. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Sorry. Sorry. This is how you get me in a wormhole. Like, say something about tarot I don't agree with. I'll be here all week. All right. Yeah, it is. It is a little bit like Despicable Me kind of energy. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I still like, I mean, I think she's a beautiful card. Or yes or no questions. Just no way you can glean. I mean, you guys see how I can get. I mean, you can listen. Everybody uses the tarot in different ways. You can draw affirmation and negation from it, but I like to point out, like, the whole reason that tarot cards aren't coins is because there's more going on than just yes or no. And again, we should never put our autonomy in the cards in relationality to activation, which is why I'm very conscientious of making sure you guys aren't, like, coming here to ask me to, like, you shouldn't be ever looking at the cards asking cards what to do. Like, if that's what's happening, I've secured the problem. Like, we found the problem. All right, where are we? Yes. She's within the life, though. Hold on a minute. All right, where are we? Boop, boop, boop. Oh, yeah. I was waiting for you, dear. I had you. Did I have you? I had you on the list. Did you get on the list? Did I mess up? Maybe that was my mistake. Hold on. That would be funny. Did you not get on the list? Yeah, exactly. That precisely, Bridget. You've exactly secured what we want to avoid as readers. Yeah, I got you. Oh, that was yesterday. Oh, sorry about that. That's funny. Okay, apologies. Oh, because Ava, did you send today? Because you said you got on the list for today. Apologies. I was seeing yesterday. Okay. Ava, where did you send the donation for today? I'm sorry. I got confused. That was my mistake. Goldfish. I did. Did you send it yesterday or today? And where did you send it? Because I'm just not seeing it. All right, we're going to continue right now. I apologize, Alexandra. You're not the next one on the list. The next person on the list for today is Danae. I'm just giving you guys. I'm giving everybody readings today. I was reading yesterday. I'm not sure how that happened. Apologies for the confusion. Oh, Did you send it yesterday or today, Ava? Because I don't see one having come through today. Can you double check, please? All right, I'm going to pin up creative here. All right, and if anybody else wants to get on the list right now, yeah, it's okay. It's interesting because I'm just not seeing it. You don't need to. I just need to figure out where it is because I'm not seeing it on my end, which is interesting. All right, hold on a minute. All right, there we go. Yep, I saw that. Thank you, Celinda. All right. I need insight from spirit guides about me and love. I've got you, creative. All right. Can I please get? Yep. All right. 4 cards, please, for creative on love. Highest priority messages, please. And 2 more, please. All right, where were we? Oh, man. I got a really strong message coming through right now in relationality to love. And it's very much in alignment with what we were seeing in the daily collective. A healthy relationship does not require us to remove our standards in order to maintain it. I just keep on hearing this message coming through. Like a healthy relationship does not require us to surrender our standards in order to maintain it. And the thing about it is I've got a little bit of this energy here. Um, there's some kind of energy here of someone who like goes away and comes back. And the thing is like that's what's so painful. Like I feel like there's something I feel like the situation that you have to kind of recognize is it's like it almost gives to me like someone who's like lacks object permanence in relationality to the fact that like I keep on hearing like you almost having to say to someone like while you are going on a personal journey of the self, you know, I've been here suffering. Like that's the type of energy that I'm getting around a circumstance or situation. It's like having to say to someone, I'm really glad you're finding yourself. But I keep on hearing a healthy relationship does not require us to find ourselves in order to have it, which is the space by which I either see you having to say to something, We want the same things. That a healthy manifestation, and this was so difficult about it, it's not just about wanting the same things. It's also about wanting the same things on the same timeline. And I feel like that's the type of conversation that you need to have with someone. It's not enough to have the same manifestation goals. It's about having the same manifestation goals on the same timeline. Because when you look at someone and you say, "Do you want to settle down?" And they go, "Yeah, I want to settle down," right? The difference between someone that says, "I want to settle down in a year," versus someone who says, "When I'm 84, I have every intention of settling down." Like, it's okay to get energetically specific in relationality to the timing of things. Because I keep on hearing timing is the most important thing. Timing is everything. And I feel like I see you and another person going through a timing issue, which can often indicate somebody who says, "I want the same things, like I want the same things as you." But then, and this is what can sometimes create that disparity where another person like says, why are you rushing me? Or why are you trying to push me forward in a way that I don't feel energetically comfortable with? And what's hard about this is sometimes it requires us to suss out situations like this. I know it's painful, but the fact that we sometimes have to suss out that that's occurring can often be in the fact that another person is energetically avoiding telling us for fear of losing us, you know? And I feel like there's something about this here that I almost keep on hearing the word reticent, you know? Dealing with some kind of reticent energy. Um, Working through something in such a way that you're able to amplify and articulate on hold on a minute. I feel like it's something important about being able to amplify and articulate to another why it's important to be on the same page. um, I think it's really significant because I almost see you going through some kind of unhealthy energetic cycle with someone, right? And I keep on hearing, we never want to get in a space where a goodbye loses meaning. There's something really important about a guide saying that to you. We never want to get in a space where a goodbye loses meaning, which is the space by which another person says, "I mean it this time," and another person says, "Sure," is often the sound of a relationship reaching a fundamental ending. Because while one person feels like they're just kind of going through the motions of everyday experience, this is how we lose the most important person in our life, is in the moment that we say something when another person like we say something to another person, and instead of saying, "I get it," they say, "Yeah, right." Right? Like the space by which they simply don't believe that we have it within us to make some kind of change. So make sure, I feel like it's like, I think that there's something really difficult about this because I almost see you coming into separation with someone who doesn't believe it's a real separation. Like I literally see somebody who disbelieves the illusion of a separation that you're experiencing with them, which is the space by which I see you saying to someone, "I mean it this time." They'll say they just need a little time. Um, I want you to be focusing on your manifestation goals. I want you to be focusing on what a healthy relationship looks like for you. And I want you to be writing down what that ideal relationship is. And I don't want you attaching a name or a person to it. And I keep on seeing the reason that you're going to be doing that right now is twofold, which is if you feel like you keep on going in and out of separation with another person, then when they return, I want you to pick back up on whatever it is that created that space that keeps on creating that rift, right? I keep on hearing you address the rift or you don't continue the relationship because it's like it's almost saying to me that there's like somebody who wants some kind of who's like I keep on hearing, remember there are those that are addicted to the rift, which is the space by which someone they like a relationship that allows them the space to do anything they want, and then they come together, and then you come apart and they come together. I keep on healing. I was going to say hearing, but I said healing. Make sure that you're not trying to heal with someone that is addicted to the rift, which is often someone that when everything's going fine, they get bored and then they create some kind of volatility point to create, I keep on hearing, to create some kind of like, big energetic separation that is then amplified by some kind of feeling of reunion. Um, and one of the ways, like, and I feel like because something I see that's happening here is I see one person that's slowly getting better, but I see you potentially falling apart in the process, right? Because often when we're trying to heal with someone who is addicted to the rift, by the time they're finally ready, we've had enough of it, right? It's a space by which another person says like, "Oh gosh, you've always been there for me." And we say, I am completely fed up with you. I have no patience left." So, make sure that you're honoring your standards and make sure that I keep on hearing healthy relationship builds upon timelines, which isn't the space by which another person says someday we'll be together. It's the energy that says Tuesday we'll be together. Bottom of the deck on this reading, yeah, the Hierophant in its reversal, right? You can't, it's not, you did not create, you did not create another person's fear of commitment, nor should it be your responsibility to fix it. You did not create another person's fear of commitment, and thereby it is not your responsibility to fix it. And you can say to someone, like, recognize this is your fear of commitment ruining things. You can observe it and just tell them that, And I keep on hearing, and I need to stress this. Another person, like, don't let someone say, I have a fear of commitment as an excuse, is what I keep on hearing. Saying that one has a commitment wound is not a hall pass, is what I keep on hearing. A fear of commitment is not a hall pass. You don't pull it out to say, oh, you have to help me with it. It's like observing that one has something is to be able to fix it, not to lean on it and say that's the excuse, right? Like, don't let someone articulate the fact that they have a fear of something to be an excuse. When we have a fear of something, we recognize it so that we can be brave through it, not to excuse energetic behavior by being like, well, it's a commitment. No, you don't know anything. It's not knowing is half the reason we say knowing is half the battle is that knowing that one is a certain way is worthless unless you're willing to do something about it. Right? Like, and I almost see you dealing with someone who is very good at articulating all the things about themselves. Knowing is half the battle. It's not enough to know if you're just falling back on the fact that you know it. You have to be doing something about it. You don't just lean upon the fact that you are that way. You try to do something better with it. And so I feel like that's really important because I see I see somebody, I like to point this out. They see you as like their lighthouse energy, you know, like, me being like, who knows anybody? It's not about knowing someone. It's not about anticipating. It's about doing better. And so that's what I keep on seeing right now. Just be very conscientious about that because I literally see somebody is going to have one of those conversations with you where they're going to be feeling really bad because they're going to be like, I didn't realize that was the last time. I didn't realize that was the last time I was going to hurt you. And that's often how it happens. We lose the best thing we've ever had because we disregard another person trying to say to them, I mean it this time. Thank you so much for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as it was reading. Also, friends, we're at 38K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. And if you're joining us across the other apps, you can also get on the list via my tree that has links in it in my bio. Hi, Christina. How are you doing today? And welcome to those joining us over on the place where we keep the photos. Hold on a moment, just reading over the comments. Gabrielle, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Thieves. Thank you, Ava. I'll confirm what's up with that. We'll figure it out. I don't know why it's not appearing on my end, but it's probably today. It makes sense. It's fine. I hate this whole phrase. I hate the whole phrase settling down too. It's not. I mean, a healthy partnership is there's no settling down about it. It's getting down to business. You know what I mean? There's no settling. It's getting down to business. It's like where everything begins, not where everything ends. It feels like it's like it's saying to me, it's giving me somebody who's very afraid of losing their autonomy. And I keep on hearing someone afraid of losing their autonomy is not your energetic responsibility. Like that's the whole thing. That's a them problem. Yep. Thank you, Ava. I appreciate that. Delaying the inevitable. Hi there, Gabrielle. Yes, the list is open today if you'd like to get on it. Yeah, exactly. And thank you for subscribing. This resonates a lot. Are we talking to the same person sending you support, Gabrielle? Creative, I hope this helps. And I feel like the message that's coming through is the energy that's in alignment to you is going to want what you want on your timeline. I keep on seeing like the words the words you have to circle on that is on your timeline, which is not like I keep on hearing like the no someday. Like why can't someday be today? Thank you as well. Afternoon. This reading's another collection. Hi there, Jeannie. How are you doing today? Phoenix. 9 suggests more guides giving messages on a situation or assisting. I mean, I feel like the 9 can mean a lot of different things. And I need to stress this, like, 9 can also talk about someone who feels like they don't want to ruin a sweet spot. And that's what makes me conscientious with the fact that we saw a hermit with a 9 energy, because hermit with a 9 energy is like, why ruin a good thing? Which is often the indication point of someone who's reluctant to express the fact that they're in their manifestation goal for fear that telling another that is their perfect will ruin what they energetically have. A healthy manifestation is one that is mutually shared. Thank you as well, Nikki. You also saw 4 had wasps around me that weren't biting. Oh, that's wild. Holy smokes. On the highway. Be careful, Phoenix. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, Creative. And again, I keep on feeling like make sure that you're putting dates on plans with someone like that, if that helps. Thank you. All right, we're going to continue right now. Next person on the list for today. All right, we've got Nikki. Nikki, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you would like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. And while we wait for Nikki, I think we're doing a dream interpretation for Nikki. Hi, dear. We're going to do a intuition check. If anyone else wants to get on the list right now, it's a great time to get on the list. All right. Hold on a minute. Okay, I've got the animal spirit guide card here. We're going to count back from 10. And when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, Bridget, look at you today. Look at you. Look at Bridget. 2 in a row. Wow. All right. Here for it. Okay, cool. We'll do it again after the next reading. Also, friends, we are at 38.3K likes. When we get to 50K, I'll be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. On a wing and a prayer. All right, where are we? Okay, Nikki, dream. Is this inside tea or outside tea, dear? Also, hold on a minute, guys. I forgot to, hold on a minute. Where'd creative go? Creative. Where'd she go? Hi there, Jeannie. How are you doing today? Okay, make sure to give creative some love. Now we're reading for Nikki. Dream interpretation, outside tea, my favorite kind. I was at a movie theater with my mom, my partner, a friend, some family, all sitting in a row. My mom kept talking loudly during the movie, and I shushed her because there were older people sitting in front of us. She eventually calmed down, but one woman in front kept turning around and glaring. My partner was quiet most of the time, but at one point he spoke a little loudly. That's when the woman suddenly reacted, turned around, and held up 4 or 5 fingers, like she was keeping track of offenses. I remember thinking, what the hell? He's barely said anything. Later, the woman herself laughed loudly. I got mad and shot back. Hey, how about you quiet down up there if you're going to be so judgmental about us back here? In response, she turned to my mom and Chris and made a racist comment, saying something like, "Ooh, no, I'm not. I'm not even going to say that. I'm sorry, I can't say it. Like it's talking about the color of someone's skin and then telling them that they need to repent. It's very awful. Some crazy religious weird stuff. She aimed at both of them, even though my mom, even like she aimed it at both of them, but not at me. I stood up and asked the whole theater if they agreed this woman should be kicked out after saying something so inappropriate. Most people agreed, but no staff came. My partner and I went out to find someone who worked there, determined to make sure she was being held accountable. While we were explaining the situation, we saw the woman had already left on her own, wearing a trench coat and going down the escalator with some people, possibly embarrassed or knowing she'd be kicked out. Still, I felt strongly she should be banned, and most of the theater seemed to agree with me. Final note, it felt like my mom and my partner were weirdly on the same team in this dream, if that makes sense. But that's not usually how it's been in waking life. Got it. 4 cards, please. Hmm. You know what's interesting? What's interesting about this dream is it's a guide dream, and it's a guide dream showing you the karmic nuance that is occurring between the relationship of your mother and your partner via the experience of having to navigate others. Now, the important thing that you notated was that in the context of the theater, it was your mother who was being the offensive one. You articulated the fact that, and I need to point this out, and one of the things that we're going to start this with is understanding what the nature of entitlement is. The nature of entitlement is the context by which you think that another is making choices when there are no choices to be found, when someone is just having to navigate situations and not being able to have a point of choice, that is the sound of entitlement. And what we're effectively seeing that is occurring in this experience is the difference between the way that your mother can exist in a reality versus how your counterpart does. And what did we see was happening? Your mother was the one creating the offense. Your mother was the one that kept on making, not being energetically sensitive or mindful of those around them, right? And you even articulated that the difference was that you had to say to your mother, eventually, that you told her you had to step in to stop your mother from speaking in such a way because she wasn't being mindful of how she was impacting those around her. So this is talking about the fact that this is effectively something that you've noticed with your mother. But what happened in the context of your partner? Once, right? Nobody said anything, right? Nobody said anything. Nobody spoke up at all. And you even articulated the fact that the woman looked back annoyed, but she did not confront your mother. She let it slide, right? She was broadcasting to her quietly that she was annoyed, and your mother was going mindless over it. Didn't even notice the fact that someone else was broadcasting their annoyance to her, and you had to be the one to energetically inform her. So this is potentially talking about the space by which you often have to potentially show your mother things that she can't see when she's acting exceptionally. Okay? Your partner does not get to move through existence in that way. They don't get a chance to let something slide because what happened is they became the energetic target for another person's grievances, right? The person that woman was actually annoyed with was your mother, but she directed all of that rage, all of that anger on your counterpart and made it worse by amplifying that the reason that they were behaving, honestly, not even the fact that they were doing something, but taking all of the negative behavior that was at the feet of your mother, placing it on your counterpart, and then trying to attach race to it. And so this is again the false correlation that one often experiences in a world that is looking for an energetic scapegoat. So what was effectively happening in that moment was your partner was becoming the scapegoat for your mother's grievances. And what we effectively saw was even in the space by which they racked up the offenses, that space by which they were bundling it, she was intimidated in encountering your mother, but she didn't feel any problem making your counterpart the energetic scapegoat by doing what? You're all like that. This is what happens when we energetically bundle and we start to project, right? We're not looking in terms of understanding the solution. We're just looking for someone to energetically blame. In the space of that, you said, then they said they started to attach all of this false correlation as to why one is the way that they are, right? And again, not only like working through the context of how wrong it is to do that, not only are you claiming the false correlation of something that they didn't do on them, but then saying that it had to do with their nature, right? So this is an articulation that the guides are showing you as to how it must feel for your counterpart to go through an existence where everyone is perpetually looking for an energetic scapegoat for others' problems, and though they don't get a pass, one false move, and suddenly everything is targeted at them. You then stood up, and again, I need to point this out. The whole theater, what happened? Did anyone else stand up? No, just you, right? Because everybody else is afraid of making themselves an energetic spectacle, right? And the space by which you understood and you stood up and you had to say, hey, not only did you say that you had to stand up, you again articulated upon the fact that they were being hypocritical, right? Because it has to do again with the fact that it was okay for everyone else to do something. And even the space by which your mother did it, they just glared. But it's showing, like the guides are showing you, that your partner does not get I keep wondering, they don't get the benefit of the energetic exception. They don't get the letting it slide, if you will, that you see that everyone else in the theater gets. And your ability to articulate upon the fact that that was not right was talking about the fact that often in articulating upon something, we have to be ready to make ourselves an energetic spectacle, which is the space by which another person gets upset at us for articulating that something's wrong, but also feeling the need to do so, because that is how we energetically protect one another. And you said, right, you what did you do? You took on the burden of becoming spectacle in that movie. You didn't care about keeping everyone else comfortable. You were ready. This is the differentiation that the guides show you in relationality to how you navigate situations versus how others might be. Because again, you were like, you weren't going to tolerate it. You stood up. You didn't mind the fact that you were making an energetic spectacle. And you said that most people agreed. And this is important because the guides were showing you this. What often happens in uncomfortable situations is there's typically a lot of people that agree with us, but the burden of becoming the spectacle often is difficult because we don't know that they agree until we energetically say something, right? It's working through the difficulty in having to speak truth to power, which often feels like you have to make yourself stand out to a certain degree, not worrying so much about how others feel about it, but only getting that affirmation after you're the one that's willing to kind of take that responsibility. You said that most people agreed, and then you felt like the energetic tide changed. So now it's the space by which others, you said your partner went to find someone who worked there to make sure that they were held accountable. Everything moved into motion the moment someone decided to do something about it, and you having to be there and being that one. And what happened in that moment? She escorted herself out because she's an energetic. That's the energy that shows the cowardice, right? The cowardice that is articulated in others when others try to scapegoat us, they rely on others' cowardice, which is the space by which they expect that everyone will just go with something for fear of being the person that calls something out. And so they're showing the fact that when we stand firm on something, right, when we become energetically protective of energy that can't protect themselves in that modality, because you can even recognize the situation where if you're like the space by which your counterpart could not defend themselves in that modality, your ability of doing so was not feeding into the false narrative that she was creating, by which she was articulating. And this is the thing that's so important about the space of the dream, right? Because you see in the space of the dream, she was trying to articulate that there was something by the very nature of your counterpart that they were trying to become spectacle by not articulating upon something. The responsibility was for you to become the energetic spectacle, because that was the space by which you could say they weren't doing anything. You were the one that was creating the problem. So this is almost a conversation of working through the way that we're able to support each other in partnership situations where someone is putting accusations on us that are not true. But the only way that we can defend ourselves against the false narrative that they're giving us is becoming the thing that they're claiming us to be. So this is you effectively becoming the energetic interrupter, not allowing the space by which the only way he could defend himself was to become the thing that she was articulating that they were, but instead taking on that responsibility. Bottom of the deck, you are very good at doing this because you've been doing it for your mother, right? This is how we energetically care for one another. And that's why you felt weirdly like you and your mother were on the same team in the stream. Because when we understand and we care about each other, we don't do something for the benefit of the self. We read the room. When we care about each other, we read the room. We don't look towards one another in terms of making ourselves comfortable. We look at a situation and identify what we need to bring towards it to benefit the person that we care about. And so this is why you said it felt like you and your mother were on the same team, because you were doing the same work for them, both in the moment that your mom was being clueless about the fact that she was acting exceptionally, and you had to say, Mom, chill out. And the space by which you recognize that the only way that your partner could defend against someone articulating that they were spectacle was to become the spectacle. So instead, you became the spectacle, thereby preventing them from having to effectively feed into the false narrative that they were creating about them. So this is effectively the identification of the work of the guides showing you kind of how to navigate situations, but also the force of care, which is basically the majority of the reading was the identification point that when we care about one another, we read the room. Thank you so much for having that reading with me. Thank you so much for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Also, friends, we're at 43.5K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective, so make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. All right, just bear with me a moment, and I'm going to read over the comments that came through as I was reading. Get the popcorn ready. Yes. Was the movie at least any good besides all the weird stuff happening? Oh, I like that. What was the movie? I don't know what the movie was. Don't even remember the movie. And thank you, Eve, for the follow. I'm really curious on the interpretation of this one. Thank you, Per. Yes, wrong step. Ow. Yeah, sounds like my mom. Yes, wow. Oh, man. And with the movie, too. Right? They won't stand up, bystander effect. Oops, don't know what I just did. Yep. I felt like my partner and her were on the same team. I guess all of us, because they were on the same team because you were doing the same work for them. Like that I keep on hearing. Do you understand? Like that's what the guides were showing, which is the space by which you doing the work for them meant that you were on the same team because you were working in the same capacity, right? Helping them navigate a situation in order to be their best self. Right? He was quiet. They had no choice to be. There was nothing that they could do in that situation because all they could do, if they were defending themselves, they were going to feed into the narrative that they were saying to them. Wow, great. Hi there, Heather. Good to see you. Well, it's interesting too, because I feel like the dream is trying to show you how to be a good spiritual warrior for them. Like that's what's beautiful about the space of the dream. It's like the guidance, it's helping you see how it's requiring you to bring out different qualities and characteristics in order to bring out their best version of self. That was kind of like a love reading, actually. It was a love reading because the guides were effectively showing like this is how we love one another. We read the room and we recognize what we have to bring to it to be energetically supportive of the energy around us. Thank you again for having that reading with me, Nikki. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. If you're interested in doing a dream interpretation, you can include that information in the notes when you send the donation. You can also post it in the subscriber only Discord channel in the appropriate channels. Next person we are reading for today. Bridget, I believe you said that you wanted to hold your reading for today. If there's anybody else who would like to get on the list today, hold on. Actually, no, there's another. I apologize. I've also got Helene. Helene, am I saying it correctly? You're the next person on the list. If you could let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. We are also at 44.8K likes. When we get to 50K, I'll be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. All right. And before we continue with the next reading, let's do an intuition check. If anybody else wants to get on the list right now, it's a great time to get on the list. You'll be the next person we read for today. Thank you, Dada, for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. Yes, no, absolutely. It's the Leo in you and the Leo. Like, yeah, a Leo with Libra rising is like the energy that says, like, I love that because Leo with Libra rising is like, I do not care. I will become the energetic spectacle. Leo with Libra rising will be like, I will show you what a spectacle is. You have never seen a spectacle in your life. Like, like, man, like, wrong place, man. Don't be going to a Leo with a Libra. Don't be going to a Leo with a Libra rising and getting upset and saying and talking about spectacles. Like, a Leo with Libra rising will be like, you have never seen a spectacle. I want you to imagine that maybe you have never seen a spectacle in all of your life, but I am about to educate you on what it feels like to see it. You are in for the show of your life. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing with a Leo like a Leo with a Libra rising is like, oh, you want to see a spectacle? Oh, we're teaching lessons? Like, oh man. Wrong. Don't be bringing a knife to a pew fight. That's like it is. It's hold my beer energy. It's hold my beer energy to the highest form. Yeah, give me the opportunity to educate you. Now we're all learning together. Isn't this fun? Now we're all learning lessons. All right. We're going to continue right now. I am looking right now for Chief's Mama. Chief's Mama, could you let me know if we're doing a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer? And again, if there's anybody else who would like to get on the list for today, the list is open. It's 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for, I'm crying, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers, Binks and Lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. It looks like potentially Chief's Mama had to step out. We are going to move to 1 card readings for subscribers right now. If you are a subscriber and would like a card pulled, go ahead and put your question in the comments. If you would like to become a subscriber, you can hit that subscribe button and you'll be added to our list for today. All right. Excellent. Just give me the opportunity. All right, I've got you per. Animal card for Per, please. One moment, please. Just the animal card today, Per. We've got the wolf energy. This is interesting. I'm going to draw your 1 card around this. Oh, I got it. Like, wow. Like, I feel like there's a lot of this space that we're identifying in relationality to moving through this retrograde, which is the observation or understanding. It almost gives me the type of vibration of someone like trying to, like, your vulnerability is your strength. You know what I mean? Like, almost someone coming towards you trying to like say something to you, like something is a negative, me being like, we're supposed to be, like someone being like, you're too sensitive, being like, we're supposed to be too sensitive. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit of like that energy of correcting is what I keep on seeing. Yeah, bottom of the deck with like the 6 of Pentacles. It's like never, I keep on hearing, never is someone more astray when they talk about a vulnerability or like of our gift as if it was a negative, like there's something very important about that. Bridget, 1 card, highest priority, please, for Bridget. I've got the Fool card here, which is saying to me, I'm identifying, I feel like there's situations or I keep on hearing, don't jump to assumptions right now. Giving others the benefit of the doubt until there's no doubt. Working through things energetically effectively is what I keep on seeing. Not taking things personally during this retrograde cycle. I know it's not easy, right? And I feel like, again, I keep on hearing, like, especially working through the understanding and recognition that the past is a library, not an armory, like working in the context of understanding that I keep wondering, we bring up the past when it's relevant for something that we're working on doing better, not the past that acts as an excuse for present behavior is what I keep on seeing. Animal spirit, it's so funny too, because I was giving you the animal spirit guide card from bottom of the deck, and it's funny that you said blank, because like I feel like this is why we don't assume things, because it's the ability to assume that allows us to arrive to new possibilities. So I feel like it's almost giving, which is the space by which another person, like, you get to decide what closure is. Like I feel like it's somebody saying, like, I think it would be good for us, being like, it's not us, it's you, is what I keep on seeing. Highest priority for fake, please. Appreciate how far you've come. Celebrate what you're doing, you know? Like I feel like I see some kind of circumstance or situation that you're putting a lot of tireless effort in. And I feel like I keep on hearing the guides are just amplifying. It's not lost on them. Nothing is lost in the context of the guides. Yeah, especially with the Three of Wands and its reversal, you know, like this is saying to me, like this is giving me like a type of energy. Like I keep on hearing it's really easy to criticize from the sidelines, is what I keep on hearing. Which is, don't I keep on hearing like no sidelines energy, which is to say if someone's not helping make something easier, they don't get a say in something, is what I keep on getting. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, water dragon. You know, I keep on hearing it's really easy to stand by the sidelines and articulate upon what one could be doing better. It's awful convenient, I keep on hearing it's like it's giving me peanut gallery energy. It's very easy to have notes, and it's almost like you saying like that's like I feel it's like you almost saying to someone like I appreciate the suggestion. This is actually what would be helpful. Like the ability of moving something. Like I keep on hearing if you feel provoked by another person's unwanted advice, try to move it into something and being like, I don't need that, but this is something that would actually be helpful, and see if that changes the situation, you know? All right. Yeah, it's funny that you brought up the blank card earlier too. Hold on a minute. 1 second. One card for creative on career, please. Oh, these cards are sticky. Um, this feels like bringing something back, you know? And it also feels like getting ahead of something. Like I just keep on seeing, like I feel like there's something about um securing something that's coming up. Like I keep on hearing it's never too soon, or having some kind of communication in terms of talking to others about what your energetic plans are. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, especially with the 10 of wands in its reversal. Um I feel like it's getting more ahead of yourself, is what I keep on seeing. Like it's saying like it's funny because like I almost see you having a conversation with someone saying it's never too early to start energetically planning something that is coming up, or trying to like articulate to another person that your calendar fills up. So you want to make sure to energetically secure a spot, is what I keep on hearing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially with the salmon, like checking back and like giving someone an energetic update in terms of like what your own schedule is, or building out some kind of schedule around something, or where you're going to be. Hi there, Beep. We are doing one cards right now. The list is also open if anyone wants to get on the list. We're also at 49K, so we'll be gifting a reading back to the collective shortly. No, one card, highest priority, please. One card, highest priority, please, for Nikki. Hold on a moment. You know, I feel like there's something important, and I think it's interesting too, because I think that it moves into the space of the dream, like the dream space as well, which is when we don't get reactive to another person's audacity, we're able to figure out what we can bring to situations to make them energetically better, is what I keep on seeing. And I feel like there's something significant upon that, because I feel like it's almost like I keep on saying like it's like I feel like the guides are trying to like show you something in the dream space about being. I keep on hearing the mature person in the room is the person that puts a stop to things, not the energy that tries to continue into something, is what I keep on seeing. Bottom of the deck, yeah, like especially with the Page of Pentacles, right? Like I keep on hearing like the energy that the mature one in the room doesn't say, "How dare you?" The energy in the room says, "This stops now." Bottom of the deck, because it's like I keep on, and it's interesting too, because the space by which is a dream, which is the mature one in the room doesn't entertain things, which is like I keep on hearing like it's a space by which we say to another person, this conversation is over. We're not doing this because what you're doing is so uncalled for. I'm not even going to entertain it. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, that's the hawk energy, right? The energy of the dream is very much in the space of the hawk because it's helping you navigate. I keep on hearing some conversations aren't worth having because it's the energy that, like, I keep on hearing the mature conversation is someone saying, I'm going to stop you right there. We're not having this conversation because I'm not entertaining it. Is what I keep on hearing. The minute we stop a conversation is when we say, I will not entertain it, which is the space by which you say, and I keep on hearing, we don't have to have conversations, that some conversations are below our standards, is what I keep on hearing, right? Which is the space by which we say, and that's why like we got the hawk there, which is like, I won't even entertain talking about this because it's not okay. It's not appropriate. Thank you so much. Hi there, Per. BB, I got you, dear. One card, highest priority, please, for BB. With the Eight of Pentacles in its reversal, this is like working through the rut of the retrograde. Like there's a lot of energetic intensity right now. It's creating a lot of this like slowness. It's creating a lot of slowness. It's creating a lot of those modalities and making us like want to over internalize why something isn't moving in the same way that it typically would. Like don't, I keep wondering, don't let the rut of the retrograde get the better of you, which is when we're feeling an energetic rut, let that be something that challenges, like that builds into our own pathwork of consistency, which is like when like when we are experiencing a rut, that's when we show up, because that's the space by which we understand and recognize that consistency is something that we create. It's not something that we seek, is what I keep on getting. Bottom of the deck on this reading, especially with the Knight of Pentacles in its reversal. I feel like there's something important about this retrograde that is amplifying and recognizing the inherent power of asking for things, is what I keep on seeing. And I keep on hearing like the space by which we articulate. And it's funny too, because it almost like reads into a little bit of what I was reading for Ava, which is like, you're welcome for the inconvenience, which is the space by which when we care about others, we understand that our needs are not burdens. They're not going to feel like they're burdens to those we care about. It's good. I keep on hearing it's good to feel needed, right? And so when we bring our needs to those we care about, it can also, I keep on hearing like having a need can also be an energetic love language, because it's a space by which we articulate our vulnerability. Animal spirit guide, please. Yeah, especially with the blank manifestation card, the second time it's come out today. You know, doing something, we cannot predicate upon something that's defying our expectations. If we're experiencing something that we've never experienced before, we can't assume things about it. So I keep on hearing, keeping an open mind, trying something that one hasn't tried before. Like it's saying to me, like, don't expect the same things from circumstances that are entirely new. right? Because that's the space by which I keep on hearing that's why we try again in new manifestations, because when we do something the way we did before, sometimes the universe can show us that something we did was never wrong in the first place. We were just doing it with the wrong energy. Thank you so much, BB. Beep, one card, highest priority, please. I got you, dear. Whoop, come on. Oh, you got two cards coming out. What are you getting? What are you worried about giving up here? You know, I listen. I keep on hearing. Don't let the weariness of this retrograde affect you. There's something important I'm identifying here. Um, in like like working through some kind of pathwork of perseverance, or identifying and recognizing like what feels like it's moving in a supportive fashion. I feel like there's something I feel like there's something significant there that I see that you're identifying as it relates to like it almost feels like you finding like the energetic courage to like throw your hat in the ring about something, or like doing something in a different way. Like I feel like this is something about finding some kind of courage to do something, especially with Knight of Pentacles, you know? Like the Knight of Pentacles in its reversal. Um, I like to point this out. Like when we look around and we feel like we don't like the choices of something, sometimes that means that we need to be the choice. Is what I keep on seeing. You know what I mean? Like when you look around, you're like, why isn't anyone doing anything? Oh wait, it has to be me. Like it's giving a little bit of like it's giving a little bit of that type of energy, which is like, and it's interesting too, because it feels very similar to the read that we had in Nikki's dream, which is like when we look around and we go, why isn't anyone doing anything? That is usually the call for us to do something. Is what I keep on saying. Like, because everybody, like I keep on, why isn't anyone doing something? Is like the song that everyone sings. It's like because nobody has the space by which they're like, I will be, like that space by which we are ready to kind of step forward and say, clearly it has to be me, is the space by which we amplify and articulate something that's important that we care about. Animal spirit guide, yeah, like again, sometimes it's like breaking the seal. It's like breaking the seal in articulating upon something. Sometimes it requires us to have to be the one to step forward to say something about it. Sometimes we have to be the one that says like, hey, this is something that I think that we need to energetically address or articulate upon. All right. Hi there, Alexandra. One card, please, on the talk in dream, and then why a person's name flashed in my mind upon waking up. Wow. Okay. You want all of that for one card? How are you guys doing this to me? You're doing one cards with things like that? Can I get one card, please? We got three cards popping out. I'm going to read them quick. I mean, it's saying to me, like, it's what remains unsaid. It feels to me like someone was having a nuanced conversation with you or talking to you in code in the space of the dream, like potentially having to work through a relationship where someone was talking to you in code or not being completely clear all the time is what I keep on seeing. It feels really cryptic, you know? Yeah, like that's the thing, like that's the thing with cryptic conversations. I feel like the question is, does it have to be cryptic? Thank you, BB, for getting on the list. Like it almost feels to me like there might have been a relationship that was like devastated because someone was trying to talk to you cryptically instead of clearly. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, man, like I gotta tell you, like here's the thing about it, and I need to point this out. When someone's being cryptic upon something where there's no need to be cryptic on it, it's like it's exhaustive is what I keep on seeing. Like, is it necessary is almost like what I'm seeing in relationality to something, like someone who like makes something like unnecessarily complicated. You're so welcome, Per. I'm the fool, and I'm doing all the things. Listen, the fool card is not a negative card. All right, I like it. Like fool can often be like the goose energy, which is like like whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's like the fool doesn't have to necessarily be a negative card depending on the situation, right? Because again, sometimes what like very much in like the dream that we just talked about with Alexandra, which is like the space of saying like lighten up. You know what I mean? Like lighten up. New beginnings. Yes, blank. Yeah, I didn't see the question come through, Ruby. Hold on, let me just go backwards a bit. I see it there. Hold on, Ruby. That's happened like twice already for you. That's weird. One card on the. That's why one card. You'll remember them. Okay. No, I know what's happening. No, you guys are blocking them. Yeah, they're saying like no, the guides are saying that you're having a lot of karmic dreams right now. The guides are like they're not necessary to bring back. They don't feel like they're energetically helpful is what I keep on seeing. Yeah, especially like this is just like I keep on seeing like your guides are vetoing some dreams coming back to you. They're like that's not going to be your guides are functioning on preserving or protecting your energetic peace around something. And I see them kind of navigating the situation being like that's just not helpful. It's more of the same. Animal spirit guide, please. Yeah, the owl energy. Like it's giving me like your guides are like it's a need to know basis. Like I see I feel like I keep wondering it's not the fact that there's something negative happening in the dream space. It's working through the sameness of some kind of karmic situation. They're just like it's not health. It's like no change. Like I keep on seeing it's like them being like it feels like them being like no recognized change in another person is not necessary for you have to go through remembering it. Hold on a minute. Ava. Oh, we got your 50K. Perfect. All right, one card on if I met divine counterpart before in this life. I don't think so. I mean, but I feel like there might be something that you feel very familiar about when you meet them. Like it's going to give me like there's going to like that's how you're going to know you haven't met them but they're going to feel familiar. Yeah. It's going to be funny cuz you're like I know I haven't met you before but it feels like I have kind of energy. Yeah, Ren, you know? Like I keep on seeing it's like I haven't but yet, like there's a lot of that there. Highest priority for Haley, please. Three of Cups and its reversal. I feel like I see you kind of calling your energy back on something, you know? Yeah, especially Queen of Pentacles. Like I keep on seeing like I it's like it's giving me a little bit of like you can't sit with us, I don't want to kind of energy is what I keep on seeing, you know? Yeah, especially with the sow. Like I keep on seeing like I feel like there's something about like you ever notice that like when you notice like another person's pettiness, it brings out the disinterest that you have in building an energetic connection with them. Like I almost feel like I see you like you have an aversion for that kind of pettiness is what I keep on seeing, which is often when we see that in others, we're not affected by it. We're profoundly disappointed. You know what I mean? I keep on seeing it's like I almost see you like navigating that with like almost like a sense of sorrow for the person doing it, not so much for the self. That's what's interesting about it. All right. You're so welcome, Ruby. You got the owl twice that you did. That's wild. I remember. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Hi, Minnie. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, I was waiting for something and I decided to choose me. Let that serve as confirmation on that, Beep. You can absolutely hold for tomorrow, BB. No problem there. Hold on a minute. Breaking the seal was hilarious. No, it was wild, right? Sealing the deal. Yeah, exactly. 1 second. Absolutely. Hold on a moment. Mecky. I have no idea what that means. Jinx. Jinx, Nikki. Hold on a minute. I'm going backwards. Hold on. You're so welcome, Bridget. It was. I guess I forgot to send. Nothing but new baby. Yes. Amen. And we got to 50K. Thank you. How are you doing today, Shush? Delta, one card general, please. Delta, my dear, your subscription ended. I'm happy to pull a card for you if you want to renew. People being left out in the cold. Yeah, like no, but we're not doing this. Chrissy, one card, please, for Chrissy. Highest party. This is feeling like I feel like there's a lot, like the thing about this energy right now is there's a big desire to want to over internalize. Give someone the benefit of the doubt. Don't overread into situations. Give someone the benefit of the doubt until there is no doubt. I keep on seeing like don't take another person's weariness personally. Like there's a lot of energy right now that's going through this like I feel like a lot of this energy right now going through this retrograde is like operating on fumes. So like don't take another person's like lack of coordination personally. Like put a little compassion on it is what I keep on seeing. Yeah, especially with the boar, giving someone the benefit of the doubt until there's no doubt. Thank you as well, Delta. Some conversations are below our standards. I'll just fly with my hawk energy. Exactly. I do that with my mom. She thinks me doing that is acting childish. No, it's not childish. That's a very adult thing to do. I'm not going to entertain this conversation. Or at least, and listen, as long as you articulate to someone why, right? The inappropriateness of a conversation, then it's not childish, it's mature. Definitely feeling that. Thank you, BB. It's called boundaries. Yes. She has none, so she doesn't respect them. Exactly. I am aware that you have none. Let me educate you on them. Thank you as well. Yeah, I like the blank manifestation card there, BB, which is again like it's allowing the space by which something could be happening beyond something that we've experienced before, right? It's allowing like the possibility of having hope around situations, not being cynical. Thank you, BB, and sending you support on that journey. Mine doesn't either, and it's exhausting trying to be the healthy one sometimes. Nicole, thank you for sharing the live. Yes, sealing the deal, breaking the seal was hilarious. I came home to relax with Hazel, and the neighbors are having new floors put in. Oh gosh, Bridget. Relationships just kind of surrendering. If they're meant to be, they will be. That's a beautiful way of navigating this energy right now, Beat. Hi there. I was looking for you, Chiefs. No, we got it. The list is closed right now, though. So we do have. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do the 50K giveaway. I'm going to do Chiefs reading, and then if anyone else gets on the list today, you'll be read for on Thursday. Yes, I don't remember what was said, just the concept. And here's what I mean about it. It feels like to me you were having like working through a cryptic conversation. Yep, I got you, BB. You're held. I won't be on tomorrow. I'll be on Thursday, but I'll honor the reading then. Yeah, I was waiting for something and I decided to choose me. Sending you support on that, BB. Hi there, Minnie. Welcome. They sent me their name, social media tag on repeat, but like, can you just call? They did that in the dream space. That's what I meant. Like someone's like this could have been a phone call, you know? Funny when I asked my new deck to give me a card that represents me, it gave me the world. That's beautiful, B. And Delta, thank you for extending your subscription. Can I get on the list? Minnie, I'm out. I don't know if I can try to accommodate the reading today. I'm a little bit short on time. So why don't I try to get you on the list? We'll see how long Chief's reading is. And if not, I'll add you for the next day. And I'm going to just put you here. Cool. I've added you. All right. I think you did get the owl twice. One card for Ella, highest good, please. This is don't take another person. This is like, I keep on hearing, it's more of the continuation of yesterday's read. Um, being apologetic does not mean that one has to constantly be in a state of groveling, which is the space by which, and I need to point this out, if there's something that we can do, say if there's something I can do to make it up for you, please let me know. But not being in a space where you feel like you're constantly making up for something that is impossible to heal from. Right? I keep on seeing like when we are our healing is not exceptional because we recognize the limitation between what another person can do versus something that we need to heal internally. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, like I keep on seeing, I feel like making sure that you're not in a space of perpetually making up something to someone who constantly says there's nothing you can do to make it up to them. Like I keep wondering, that's just like a self-generating machine of getting like that's a self-generating machine of getting someone like constantly in a space by which they're just giving you things is what I keep on seeing. Yeah, like Wolf being like, look, this is what I'm willing to do, and this is how I'm energetically honoring yourself. I keep on hearing when you can be apologetic, but also honor yourself, which is the space by which it says, this is what I'm willing to do, and this is what I can't do. Right? You're so welcome, Ava. Oh, thank you, Minnie. I appreciate that. All right, I got you on the hold list too. Anyone held today will have additional cards on Thursday. So BB and Minnie, you'll both have additional cards on Thursday. Thank you as well, Bridget. And thank you for subscribing, Delta. One card for Delta. Yep, thank you for resubscribing. Just recognize what feels energetically productive. You know what I mean? I feel like if you're feeling like you're going through this rut with this during this retrograde, remember patience is just putting progress to things, like not waiting, just being more energetically productive through something. Yeah, the moon card, returning, taking this opportunity to return back to something that you put away is what I keep on seeing. Like I keep on hearing time is a gift. We only squander it when we wait. When we're productive with it, we create, we move it, we speed it up, is what I keep on hearing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially with the bee, like and by like busy bee, like right, like it's good to be busy, is what I keep on seeing. Or exhaustion. Yeah, sending you so much support on that journey, Ella. You're so welcome, dear. Highest priority for the rest of the week for Minnie, please. Not putting up with someone else's silliness. I'm not going to do that. Like it's that kind of energy. Someone like an unreasonable demand is met with like a like no. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, helping someone be like, I keep on hearing not every request needs to be energetically honored. Yeah, like I keep on hearing a good energetic request is something that is energetically reciprocal, which is not somebody asking you to do something that they themselves don't want to do. Is what I keep on seeing. I see how much I'm having to say to someone like, I'm not going to do your dirty work. It's like you do. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, like stag. Like no, no. Like it's like it's almost saying to me, like it almost maybe might be somebody coming to you with an apology for asking you to do something that was like completely inappropriate or something like that. Like it feels like somebody who feels a little embarrassed in terms of something that they were asking from you that they now realize was just like completely unacceptable. Like I see someone being like, my behavior, you know? Thank you so much, Minnie. All right, we're going to do Chiefs. Can you let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer? And if anybody, the list is now closed for today, but if you want to get on the list for Thursday, you will be, we got to do the 50K. Thank you, Goldfish. Okay. All right. So I am going to think of a number between I'm thinking of a number right now between 1 and 32. First person I see the post number will get the reading. First person I see, not the first person that posts it. Sometimes I see things. Oh, Jock got it. Congratulations. That was fast. Jock, that'll be available for you on Thursday. Thank you guys so much for participating. We're going to continue right now. Chiefs, can you let me know if we're doing a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer? And while we wait for Chief's question, let's do an intuition check. I got our animal spirit guide cards here. I'm going to count back from 10 When we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The horse twice today. All right, let's get to it. All right, where were we? I got you there. Hi there, Gabrielle. Oh, it's okay. Did you get on the list? No, you know what? Did you get on the did you I think I was saying I think I was telling you um no, it's okay, dear. Yeah, did you get on the list? I didn't see you get on the list. We were so off. Oh, the list is closed right now, Gabrielle. I can honor the reading on Thursday if that's okay. I can try to do it today. It's just time is very tight. I got to see how long it takes me to do. I need to see how long it takes me to do a Chiefs reading. Okay. Les, the list is closed today, but if you'd like to get on the list for Thursday, you can be added to the list for Thursday. Or if you'd like to get a 1 card, I can draw. If you can become a subscriber, I'm happy to pull a card for you on that question. All right. Where is Chiefs? I'm looking for Chiefs. Did Chiefs not get back? If Chiefs isn't here, I can do your reading, Gabrielle. Hold on a moment. Okay, 1 second. Oh, okay, here, great, excellent. Okay. We're gonna be all alone tomorrow. No. I got stuff to do. I got important things to do tomorrow. No, this is important too. I don't mean it like that. Now I feel bad. No, I I've got some stuff I need to do tomorrow. Okay, I've got you there. Hold on. She's up. She posted already. I see it here. I got you, Chiefs. Where's the question? Where'd it go? Okay. Hold on a minute. Where the heck is your question? Looking, looking, looking. Sorry, I'm looking for it, Chiefs. I'm not seeing it. Can you just repost? We are still short a brown image of a horse. You guys, I like the ability that you guys have in trying to make make the animal fit. Oh, I see it here. Okay, never mind. I got it. Never mind, Chiefs. I got you. I'm pinning you up. Guys, make sure to give Chiefs some love. My trauma trigger is coming up, taking over. Yes, any guidance on healing this? No, I get it. All right, can I please get 4 cards, please? Thank you. And 2 more. You know, I feel like I think that there's something really important that I see in relationality to the work that you're doing right now in helping others. Like I keep on hearing, recognizing and identifying what your energetic vision is. I keep on hearing something from the guides that says, start with the vision and go from there, is what I keep on seeing. And the reason I keep on seeing that is because I'm identifying some kind of situation or circumstance um, wherein Like I almost see some energy, like there's an air of anxiety surrounding a locationality, which is the space by which I keep on seeing uncertain, like anxiety is created with a fear of what's ahead. You have to understand the nature of anxiety is not being sure what lies ahead. But that's why vision heals anxiety, because, and I need to stress this, we never know what's energetically ahead. We never know what's going to occur. It's our vision that steers us in the face of anxiety. So I feel like the thing that you have to concentrate on right now is articulating. I feel like the first thing you need to do is solidify what your vision is in terms of what the future holds. And then I feel like the other thing you need to do is articulate to others what that vision is, to be able to have them similarly be as energetically invested in that vision as you yourself are. And I feel like this, like I feel like the hard part about this is a little bit of that disparity that I'm seeing in relationality to working through um, some kind of past experience, because I just keep on seeing that, um, and this is what I meant in relationality to something that I see that was going through between you and like your like some kind of like some kind of issue between you and another person, was almost somebody who was seeing something about your vision of as being unnecessary. Like I almost see some kind of space, and I keep on hearing this. I keep on hearing just trying to make ends meet is not a vision, is what I keep on seeing. And I feel like that's the hard part about something that you're working to fix, because I almost see some kind of space where another energy was trying to get by giving something the bare minimum, right? And the thing is, I keep on hearing, when you're working towards vision, you understand that the bare minimum is never going to cut it. That the whole reason that, like I keep on hearing, it's like when you're just getting ends, when you're just making ends meet, right? Then that is effectively that is also the energy that I keep on hearing, when you're just trying to make ends meet, then you look at making, like you look at doing something and then you say, we're done. We did what we needed to do. But that's what I meant about helping others understand what a vision is. Because I keep on hearing, when we share a vision, we understand that the bare minimum isn't going to get us to the ideal maximum. And I feel like you have to do the work to try to impress to another what that energetic vision is. So I want you to be laying it out for yourself right now. And I also want you to be articulating it and sharing it with the energy that is around the self, which is the ability to amplify and articulate upon being able to do something in a certain fashion that allows, I keep on hearing, allows the ability to be able to recognize and identify what that space of change is going to be. Because I feel like that's the hardest thing in something that I see that you're doing. Like I feel like I feel like you've finally gotten the modality or the moment of having that energetic runway. Like I see the fact that this opportunity has kind of opened up for you. And that's what I keep on identifying, because that ability of finding that energetic runway is almost now allowing the space to be able to put it, like to put your vision there. But I keep on hearing like the thing that you have to navigate right now is, I keep on hearing like there's almost an energetic vacuum there in the form of a person, which is a bunch of energy that used to, I feel like it's like the bunch of energy that used to look towards someone, like looking towards someone. I keep wondering, it's like looking towards someone to tell them like to tell someone what to do instead of having the vision to energetic guide them. And I keep on hearing when we are building towards vision, we create systems, which is the space by which we say you don't look towards another person to do something, but you follow the energetic system that we've created that will allow you to be able to do something in a more effective fashion. So I want you right now, I keep on hearing working towards others. I keep on hearing visions and systems, which is the space by which you articulate to another what your vision. I keep on hearing the vision clarifies the system, which is what I keep on hearing, which is somebody almost saying, like, if you're trying to put a system on something and they're saying that seems excessive, be like, it's excessive now. But if it works, then when we have the vision, it's going to allow us to do something in a greater capacity. So I feel like it's helping. I keep on hearing the system brings us to the vision, which is if someone says that seems, I keep on hearing somebody saying it seems unnecessary. You can be like, yeah, it's unnecessary now, but if something gets to where we want it to be, it's going to allow us the ability. I keep on hearing you saying, like, it's going to allow us the ability to grow in a way that we never have before. And that's the thing about it. When we're building in systems, it's often, I keep on hearing, it's the inconvenience that feels like it's just, I keep wondering, it's the inconvenience that feels like it's energetically unnecessary, but then starts to make sense when we're able to see how much more effectively we're able to do something, because I keep on seeing what you're really looking to kind of find right now is more time. Like, I keep on seeing that there's something about the speed by which something is being done, or the speed by which you're doing things, that is going to allow you to do something more effectively. And I keep on hearing systems give us back time, which is the speed by which we can do more things. Bottom of the deck on this reading, especially with the moon card, I feel like it's hard because I almost see you navigating some kind of situation of like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, like someone trying to articulate and amplify and saying, I don't see why we have to do something that's energetically unnecessary. That's why you have to help someone understand the vision. Because I keep on seeing, like I said, when you're healing from someone saying good enough, right? Like, I feel like there's a bunch of energy here that's working through the space of being like, that's good enough, or being in that space of like I did what I need to do. Now I can do whatever I want. And I feel like, again, you helping someone say, like, no, good enough isn't going to cut it anymore, because we're working towards a vision, which is the space of understanding. There might be some energy changing around some circumstances. You might have to calibrate for the fact that there may be some energy that, like, I keep on seeing, like, when we're building towards vision, we need energy that takes personal responsibility, which is the understanding and the recognition of being able to try to do something energetically effectively by being able to identify, like, I keep on seeing, like, it's the difference between someone saying, like, I did what I need to do, versus somebody being like, is there anything more you need to get done? Right? Like, it's like the energy that goes like, I've done the bare minimum, versus someone saying, what else do you need me to do now? Right? So I feel like it's kind of like the space by which there may be some energetic change happening around you, because I almost see a lot of that energy that maybe, I feel like it's the energy that's almost saying, like, everything's changing here, and being like, it needs to be, because this is, I keep on hearing, the bare minimum isn't what's going to allow this to energetically succeed. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Chiefs. And I keep on hearing, start with the vision, is what I keep on hearing, right? I keep on hearing, you can't get someone to sign up for a new system unless you help them understand the vision of what it is that you're building towards. So make sure that you're starting with the vision. Give them, I keep on saying, present to someone, don't present to someone why they need to do something that feels like it's unnecessary. Show them the vision that will make it very clear to them why you're asking them to do something that feels excessive at the moment that they're learning it. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Chiefs. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Excellent. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for the help there, Nikki. I appreciate that. And Theo, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. I know. I didn't know you could copy paste text either. That was awesome. All right. Learn something new. Yes, sister and business partner. I was always too much an extra. That's exactly what she did. But the team is all out, people. Yes, been 8 years now. I've empowered myself to take over, sending you support. That is exactly what we're recreating, standards and systems. And yes, it's potentially going to have to move away from energy that's more in that space of apathy. It says, I did what I needed to do. I shouldn't have to do more. Shaking it up. I'm so focused on that vision. I keep on hearing it's not just about you being focused on the vision. Make sure that you're sharing that vision with others, holding the team accountable. Yeah, I'm ready to let go of many of the staff and rehire fresh energy to increase the standards. Got to start with the vision. But I keep on saying I keep on hearing before you let anyone go, share the vision and see how it changes the energy. Make sure that you're doing that. You're so welcome, dear. My friends, we've reached the conclusion of today's readings. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. I will be off tomorrow, back on Thursday. If you'd like to get on the list today, you'll have an additional card in that reading on Thursday. I'd also like to invite you guys this evening. I will be teaching a special class on mystical poetics. It's starting at 8 p.m. PST, 5 p.m. At 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. Eastern. There's still time to enroll in that class this evening. You can find the Eventbrite ticket over on my stack. Thank you for anyone who became a subscriber today. Welcome. I'd encourage you to head over to our subscriber-only Discord channel to introduce yourself to the collective. You'll also find there in the stack a special coupon code that will give you an additional discount to our Substack subscription program, to our stack, our tarot class subscription program. Our next tarot class is going to be held on Thursday, September 18th. We'll be studying the star card. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. Huge thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Bridget. I appreciate you. Huge thank you to my followers, old and new. Thank you for being here today and sharing in these readings. Huge thank you to my mods. Your ongoing support means the absolute world to me. Thank you, Kay Megan, for all of your help and support. Huge thank you to my subscribers. Your ongoing support means the absolute world to me. And a huge thank you to my mod. Thank you, Kay Megan, for everything that you do. I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful day. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of one another. And we'll do this again on Thursday. Have a great day, everyone.